Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to play a game called Lost in Limbo that's found on itch.io, Steam, so let's try this. It's just a demo, so... This game contains flashing lights that may make it uncivil for people of low sympathy. Please, go to the configuration, turn transition off for your safety. Remember Winchester? Wait, I can do Sam, Dean Winchester. Okay, I'm gonna do she, her. I'll give you Winchester. Just wave Winchester. Are you sure? You can't change this later. Yes, I'm going with Winchester. In my dreams, I see a black tower. It has no beginning and no end. No doors and no windows. No past and no purpose. It was there before our kind took its first breath, and it will be there long after we take its last. It knows not the time or reason. It's greater than life and truer than death. I used to be afraid of it. Every time I closed my eyes, it was there, weighing, immobile, and ever present. I often wondered what it wanted from me. As infinite as it was, it lacked a voice. My questions remain unanswered, night after night. Now, I know. I should have listened more closely. It was a clear warning, one I was determined to ignore. Even if the answer had been right there before me, would I have been willing to understand? Would I have been able to turn my back on what was dearest to me? Oh, with animation. Yes, I do wonder. Why am I telling you this now? Maybe even after everything, I still harbor a love for you in my heart. You think you are smart me, don't you? What will come next is inevitable. You're only denying what's written in the foundations of the universe long, long ago. A universe far, far away. This was bound to happen. You are meant to fail, and I'm meant to succeed. So why do you insist on continuing this charade? Are you truly this desperate? No, I'm just stubborn. Or have you finally gone mad? I see. You think of yourself as special, don't you? The chosen one, the savior, the hero. It must hurt knowing that you're none of those things. It will make you lie awake at night, knowing someone else now has what you once was yours. What's crueler than having no place to go, but having no one to be? And yet, you say nothing. Even now, you stand in the edge of the abyss. You refuse to so much as mumble a word. You can beg for forgiveness, for help, but you won't. Time is not on your side. Betrayal, you will soon have to face me. I will erode in the hope of those who deny me. I'll free the fear of the disloyal and the broken, and when they look at the sky begging for salvation, they will hope to see me. And my dearest wander, will be the key to a new glorious birth. Remember, betrayer, the Midnight Tower is not my prison. It's my fortress. Huh? I fell asleep. I wiped the drool off my chin with the back of my hand. The lobby of the occult and the historic shop is empty, as it was when we got here. The old clock marks more than an hour since Ivy disappeared. Ivy disappeared behind that door to get the tarot card reading. No one has come in or out since. The cheap, whimsy playlist coming out of the speakers of the waiting room is the only company I have. Chances are no one even knows I'm still waiting here, and yet the first sensation that takes over me when the haze of sleep dissipates is that someone's watching me. It's been happening again recently. The buzz of my navel, the disgusting tickle of 1,000 eyes digging in the back of my head, following me everywhere. The blasted tower again. The dream is getting longer with each passing day, more detailed, more permanent. Now it even haunts my spontaneous naps. If I close my eyes, what is clearer than having no place to go, but having no one to be? For a long time, as long as I can remember, this dream has been a part of my life. An infinite tower, decomposing in a bleeding night sky. It's a cryptic nightmare, typical of a imaginative mind of a kid. Something you let go of when you get older, but I didn't. It's lingering until I stepped out of Feybound to live my own life. Then it disappeared without a trace. But since I moved back 2 weeks ago, it's been busy more nights again, as if it's been waiting for me to return. Probably just moved back. I can't say I'm surprised it's back, though. My mind has never been in a worse place than it is now. Job was broke. Living back at my mom and grandmother's in the old family house, waiting for my best friend to get tired of asking questions about her future to be a stranger that allegedly has supernatural powers. And dealing with ominous dreams provoked by feelings of anxiety and dread. One therapist I saw had a interesting hypnosis. Having my grandmother constantly claiming the tower's curse may have some effects on my brain as a kid. The scary tower was a result of it. Based on my grandmother's superstitious thinking, the longer I stay here, the more evil rubs off me. That means I'm cursed by now. Following that logic, everyone else who lives here, you'd think that they would know us if they were. Maybe if I believed in those kinds of things, it would bring some kind of relief. I could try to curse myself, if that's possible. Cleanse, purify. I'm not sure what that would be. A text from Evie, who should not be texting while she's getting her fortune read. Attached to the text is a poorly taken photo of what seems to be a bunch of rocks thrown on top of the round table. Save for later. I don't think you're supposed to sneak a photo of. Anyways. Yeah, nothing has changed. My lifelong best friend is still obsessed with the cult and is eccentric to bring me along for the ride when I'm back. My grandmother, who is close to 100 years, has the spirit of 25 years, insisting the tower is cursed and wanting me gone again. The sooner the better. My mother is on the verge of having a fist fight with the very same grandmother if she dares to pull another one of her stunts of to protect us from evil spirits. The only shiver of normalcy I have in my life right now is my daily job hunting. Besides that, I got nothing. At the end of the day, there's nothing in my mind but the galling fear of having made the mistake of so far back in time to try to fix it. It's too late to fix it. The business card slips off the neat stack on top of the table in front of me. A bunch of flashy flyers laid next to it. Freybound is a dull little place, but it offers a steam of surprisingly flex mystics, shares, and so on. The master Lanier has been the talk of the town for a while. It looks like he's trying to make a brand for himself with the spirits, costumes, and flamboyant aesthetics straight out of the fantasy book for teenagers. I put the business card back into its place and pick up one of the flyers. Glitter falls from its pages and onto my lap when I open the thick, glossy, fold-out paper. Damn, my 14-year-old self would have loved this. A wandering mage seeking knowledge and offering enlightenment. The solution to break the curse that follows the city lies nowhere else but in my powerful mind. No way, this man also thinks the town is haunted. That makes 2 people in Freybound, which isn't much, but it's weird. It's weird enough. Or I was gonna say, 2 people. If I have a core for every time I hear that this town's haunted, I would have 2 quarters. But it's weird. Not a lot, but it's weird. It happens twice. Oh, really? Every place he visits haunted. Convenient. And I'm right, Master Lancer. You could mean anywhere. I pressed the flyer against my chest. The door opened with a rumbling flood, and a shadow figure stands at the other end of the room.
The reading can begin now.
For a moment, I don't know if they're talking to me, or if another customer has come in during my lapse in attention. It only takes a brief inspection to check that there's no one else around, though it's just us. This way. The gesture with their arms, holding the door wide open in clear invitation. What's this do? Which one should I do? Okay, well, it's not either getting a tarot rating or solving my misery while I wait for Evie to finish up, and that could take, 3 hours? I wouldn't be surprised if Master Lancer kicks her out. Before I could open my mouth, however, I remember something crucial. Sorry, I didn't book a session. My friend is already in there with your colleague, so...
On the house. Your soul looks like it craves some advice.
I managed not to make any weird faces. As much as this is not my thing, I'm not about to laugh at it either. Not loud, at least. My soul's kind of fine. You don't need to bother. Is it now?
Mind you, my colleague won't appreciate you digging a hole in our floor without good reason.
Their eyes are pointedly aiming at my feet, my rapidly bouncing feet. Leg. I stop milling, heat crawling up my face. Allow me to assist. Alright. Maybe I could get another funny prediction to add to the pile. Would be more entertaining than sitting here staring at the ceiling for God knows how long. I stand up from my seat, and their smile broadens. As I follow them, I give a last glance at the floor Evie disappeared behind. I'm sure I'll be done before she is anywhere away. Inside the room, the psychic stand in front of the bookshelf, their fingers hovering over the spines of the many books neatly tucked inside. It's a small place that barely has any space to move around. The air is heavy, charged with different smells mixed together with distinct perfume. Please close the door and take a seat. I reluctantly look back at the waiting room. There's an odd pressure in my chest I can't get rid of. No, I've never been intimidated by places like this, and I'm not about to start now. I push the door until it's sealed, seeing a fairy of some kind of sparkling powder from the floor. Thank you. As I take my seat, the seer starts rummaging around. When they finally sit in front of me, they place a small notebook near the edge of the table. It's shabby, to say the least. The faded cover still has some visible white lines, but I can't make any sense of the drawings they used to form.
I have been waiting for you.
I've been waiting for you, Miss Digital Wave Winchester. I skip a beat. How do you... They smile slowly.
The one between told me about you. They knew you would come to me today.
The one between? That's a new one. Immortal and Pesto joined the book in the table. Amor and Pistol joined the book in the table, as well as a slim wind box and ink bottle with a brush sealed on the top. No need to be surprised. You, more than anyone else, should be familiar with the ways of the cult. My face dropped a bit, but I'm quick to cover it up. By the way, the grin widens. I could tell I failed. There's no way they know about me or my family. They surely only recite a speech they use to impress every client that steps into this room. Discomfort worms its way into my chest, but inside it, there's a slight spark of curiosity. Shall we share your thoughts with me? My thoughts? The first thing that crossed your mind. The key to getting acquainted with one psychic lies in spontaneously.
Your mind, your inner self, knows more about what haunts you than you do yourself.
Wait, before we start, I have to warn you, I don't believe in this kind of thing. I don't mean to disrespect your work in the slightest, but you may be wasting your time with me. You don't really believe that, do you, Miss Winchester? This is why I kept it, because cool, Winchester. There is a deliberately crafted bounce inside you. You do not believe, but I can see you are quite sensitive in the ways of the common folk, because they're unorthodox. They point a pause as they tilt their head. I guess that makes sense. Your family influence, yes. My mouth opens to ask, but I stop myself. They know what I'm about to say, and I know what they would answer. The in-between told me, you must know, then how the minds of a chosen few are prone to connecting with unusual places and forces. The air becomes stiff and dense around me. The shadows behind their figure seem to evaporate until I can make out the shape of the tower. You see, it's easier to enlighten the unbelieving than it is to take devotion away from the faithful. I assume you're planning to enlighten me then. You're an interesting individual, Miss Winchester. We both have our reasons to walk the path we choose. That we do. Now, as much as I would be eccentric to discuss this further with you, shall you indulge me? I am very interested in what that mind of yours is hiding. The first thing crosses my mind, right now. There's a bunch of things I could think about. What does the one between say about me? How's the town cursed exactly? What do you know about my family? I want to know about this. I don't trust this person in the slightest. If they know more than they should about me and my loved ones, I want to know. I won't be around the bush then. What exactly do you know about my family? About me? My objective is to see them falter, to catch the slightest hint of doubt or offense, either in their voice or expression. It's such a small town, gossip like a wildfire. Not even my family is safe from their reach. My grandma is particular doesn't have the best reputation among the neighbors. I know enough. I know that your grandma, just like my brother, believes this town to be cursed. I know she worked desperately for decades, trying to find a way to dispense the darkness. She seems to be slowly suffocating this place, in a desperate attempt to protect what she cares about most. A faint thud makes my breath hitch. The notebook has been opened, and on its last page rests a red ribbon made of silk. I know your parents weren't happy with her ways. Their grays soften, melt until the smile painfully pushes up on their cheeks. You were always torn between the opinions because their quarrels between the two different worlds, wondering which side should you tip the bounce towards. Pleasing the side could mean deeply hurting the other. They all believe that you would be special in the strictly different ways, and how could you not want to satisfy them all? That's enough. Their mouth hang open, ready to release another string of words, their lips pressed back together. It's as though my chest is being crushed between them. My apologies, I didn't mean to upset you. I'm not upset. I want to say, but it's obvious that they ruffled me. How do you know all that? They choke on their saliva, heads swaying from side to side, the glimpse of their face flicker like a faulty light bulb, and their hands ball into the tight fists on the table. I should not say. Are you okay? Yes. A single drop of sweat makes its way down the long bridge of their nose. The next breath I take settles strangely on the pit of my lungs. We should proceed. This is what you're here for, after all. Under my vigilant stare, they tie one end of the ribbon around their wrist. They extend their hand to me next, leaving it on the top of the table. Your hand, please. I hesitate. Something doesn't sit right with me. It hasn't for a while, but how does this person know so much about my family, about my grandma, who hasn't left the house for so long I can remember and doesn't interact with anyone besides my mom and me? She's a mystery, even to myself, but this person, it's like they read into her mind. I can't even believe any of their words, but the shadow of doubt is starting to settle in my chest. Worst case scenario, Eve has been scammed and these people are weirdos, but what if they really give me some answers? You seem to be particularly interested in me. I can't deny that. What do you want with me? What What do you win with this? If I stood up and left now, what would you lose? My patron would be disappointed. I don't expect it to recruit you or convert you. I merely wish to give you insight, to give you a choice you've never been granted. Let's make a deal then. If I go through with this, you let me ask as many questions as I want, and you answer them. Their shoulders relax with a timed exhale.
I give you my word that after this whole ordeal is over, you will have the answers you seek.
Good. Not their words mean anything, but I'll take it for now. I place my hand on theirs, and my utter disbelief, they flip it over, and they don't seem interested in the lines of my palms. Instead, they tied the other end of the ribbon around my wrist with delicacy, and they dipped the brush in the ink. As they do, I stick my other hand in my pocket where my phone is. If something happens, I just want to press the button 5 times, then 10 seconds of countdown until emergency services are notified. I sound crazy, but nothing's going to happen. The sear stops before the tip of the brush can brush my skin. Their eyes find mine. I give them permission with a curt nod. It's awfully fascinating. I thought I had seen everything: oil, water riddles, ashes, needles, but this is new. I close my eyes, forcing on the most smoothing sensation of the blush caressing me.
Yes, relax. Let your mind wander far, far away, to places you never believed you could go.
The words are so captivating, it's impossible not to melt on my seat, concentrating on the feeling of the ink coating my skin. My hand is left on top of the table as they drew theirs away. The wind pressed under my fingers throbs. On the black, empty canvas, they cover my eyes. I see something slittering up high in the sky. I see it. Connect with it. The tower is materializing before me, so alive I could reach out and touch it. There's a lonely path carved in the mountains, disappearing behind a thick current of fog. What do you want from me? What are you? I hear a metallic sting, rising goosebumps on my lips. I begin aware of the silence and the runging of something beneath my feet. There's a strange tickle on the back of my neck again, slowly taking the shape of a pair of eyes. Run, because I hear metallic sting. Ah! Something pins my hand to the table. My hand! The pain doesn't strike away. Fear does. What? Wait, why? The blade of a knife has stabbed through my palm, digging deeper into the wood. Blood seeps through the goosebumps and strains them red. I can't breathe. My sweaty thumb slips away from my phone. I don't know how many times I manage to press the button before my body goes numb. I slump over the table, hands slurring on my lips, sharp nails sticking to my skin, press me down against the freezing wood.
Please, don't be scared.
Why did you stab my hand? I don't blink. Then I raise my eyes to the seer, still sitting calmly in front of me. They look at me with gusto's adoration, placing their hand on top of mine. They're bleeding too, and our blood mixes in a distinguishably crimson stream. Yeah, because blood's red.
We all have to play our part in this.
And you're gonna kill me? Their face draws close to mine. I don't recoil. I can't fight this agony, turning my limbs into stone.
I have played mine, and now it's time for you to play yours.
How if I get the knife and stab you? They raise their fingers to my hair, brushing it off into my face. Fight. Fight, Wanderer. Grab the knife and stab. Fight. If you want to live, fight. Okay, I fight. Grabs knife, stab. Fight. You didn't have to take me twice. I'm gonna go Ghostface on this guy. Just all this fight. Ah! A strength that should not be within me rushes for my veins, inhuman and raw. As I grab the knife and stab him, my fingers curl around the handle of the knife in a dazzling speed. I yank the blade out of my hand, drawing an arch through the air with my bubbling blood. A knife edge slides across the seer's face. The flesh resists the blade, skin and muscle pushing back against the grip to no use. Everything breaks. And I'm gonna be still going nifty on him. Like red ribbons carried by the wind, the seer's face explodes in the strips of meat and blood.
No!
You stab me first, I stab back.
This can't be happening!
What was your first go to go and stab me? With my hand.
That's not the deal!
There was no deal on that. I deal for answers, not being stabbed. The last thing I can see before light pitches my eyes in the seer's face, twitching beyond recognition, as the flesh runs their mouth, tears with a terrifying sound. A violent gust of wind pushes me back against a chair. The furniture is lifted into the air, flying across the sheets of paper, and I cling to the knife for dear life. The chair gives in. Gravity pulls me down at speed that flips my stomach over. It burns. It's like not even doing that. Flames lick my skin, burning past my clothes, flesh until they reach the bone. I try to open my eyes and screw them shut again with a will, afraid they have turned into ash is like the rest of me. I can't breathe until a ringing in my brain. I don't know if my voice is reaching anyone as I scream for help. I crash into something. My bones break one after another, like the keys of piano being violently played. My charred skin comes apart until my raw flesh is in the open, and the raging gale carrying me transforms into a million needles, picking every spot as they reach. They reach until they're just silent around me. Inside me, the stations of my bones shatter into splitting feeling like soft driplets of rain crushing my body. So this must be it. This must be what dying feels like. Within the agonizing plague of thoughts tearing my brain apart, there's a clear revelation that leaves no emotion behind. I'm going to die. Awaken my wanderer. I see the night sky. Pearlescent tears gleam the vast darkness of the world, above and beyond, as far as our eye can see. The smooth hands of the void brush my hair away from my face, embrace the soles of my feet. I'm standing, or so I think. I can see my bones peeking through the silence, and scorched meat my body once was. I feel nothing. You are here, but you are not. There's no sense of direction. Left and right merge with up and down, and the only point of reference is reference I have are my useless limbs. You're not complete. Something warm touches my hand. Though I look down, there's nothing but a pitiful sight of the thin bones that remain attached to my arm. It's nothing my body. It's not my body that's being touched, it's me. Touched. This is most disheartening. I had hoped you would. Yes, I hoped that that is all I could do. Do not fear, my young wanderer. I will take care of you. All of them have failed me, all of them. But you won't. You won't fail me. Gentle fingers caress my cheeks, smooth to my aching skin. The words tickle my brain, beginning to be released. I won't fail you. Say it. Manifest it. Feel it in the depths of your soul. Oh, you can't. You can't do. Oh, this is awesome. You can't actually. Joytron drift. I won't fail you. I know you are my I know you are my dear wanderer after all. Alright, speaking of hope, and you're the one who carries my will. A kiss falls on my forehead. The world lays me down ever so gently, and in its navel, brimming with life, I am left to rest. I'm cradled in the vaporous waves, leveling at my shore that yet to heal from the storm. But one day it will heal, and one day it will heal. But one day it will heal, one day it will heal, and it'll be glorious. This will be my parting gift to you. Shooting stars descend from above, sinking into the empty husk that I am. Inside me, they stretch and twist, sewing me back together, stitch by stitch. Then there is light, my eyelids still sticky over my unfinished and hollow eyes, part to reveal a shining silhouette. The world groans with ominous, with hatred. The sky turns red for the briefest of instances before settling back into the deeper blue. You never give up, do you? Breaking my sacred chest, taking my wanderer away from me. Your cruelty knows no limits. It grasps tears through my body. As life is breathed into me once more, the pain is numbing and suffocating, but there is no chest for me to clench. Our time together comes to an end. I will see you soon, my dear wanderer. I will see you soon. A dream? It's all was the red and black dots burning into my chorus mixed with tears dressing over my eyes make it difficult to focus on what is in front of me. I catch the faint chant of crickets in the distance. My skin shivers as I look at the clogged sky. It's freezing. I prop myself up on my elbows, coughing and spraying the patches of glass with my mouth. Suddenly, every sensation crashes into me at once. Everything. It burns. I ball my hands in the fist only to be roared with a wave of sharp, white, hot pain. I try to gulp down my every breath, but it there gets caught between my wheezing ribs. Under my skin, something's moving. I curl my arms at my throat, trying to tear off the lumps my nails run into. The pain, I can't. I clapped on my side, blade of glass scratched my sizzling skin. A single drop of rain falls on my forehead. It's fine, digital wave. You'll be fine. Clutching my jaw tight, I catch my breath after the utter. I don't know how long I wait before the agony tearing my apart finally elbows away. The first coherent sensation that takes over me is the smell of wet grass and dirt. I sit up. The sun motion churns my stomach upside down, but I force myself to my feet. I look down, grasping at the sight of blood dripping down my forearm. There's a swollen, gaping cut in the middle of my palm. What just happened? I'm pretty sure that's from the guy. I take my surroundings. Trees stand as far as the eye can see. The hills seem to be on top of the sinks down and back up, spreading with endless mountains. My head. The memories spring forth as if a form has opened a faucet. The seer clearly knew about me. I remember talking with them. I remember the pain in my head and the adrenaline searching through my veins, but then nothing. I can't recall a single thing after that. Did they drug me? Was I cushioning? My phone. I have to check my phone. Thankfully, it was still in my pocket in one piece. There's no signal at all. No internet connection either. Did I dial Evie's number? I dialed an Evie's number anyway. Alright, okay. I'll call the emergency number. Come on! If you have no network, you can't call anything. There should be a network tower somewhere. Why can't I even reach the emergency line? Because maybe you have the crappiest internet connection ever, the phone company ever. What if they attacked Evie too? What's the point of a trap? I have to do something. I can't just wait here. Taking a deep breath, I put the hem of my shirt between my teeth and rip off a piece of fabric. I manage to tightly wrap the cloth around my hand. It don't take long for it to turn red, but I can only hope it does some good until I find help. I could say, okay, we're in a building. We died. I don't think we're in Kansas anymore. Dorothy. Okay, digital wave. Good job. The moon peeks over the clouds, a pale light bouncing off of something buried in the mud. There's covered in blood. Lies the knife. I cut them back, didn't I? I just cut the person's face. I never had a knife in my hands with the purpose of hurting someone or defending myself, and I grabbed it now. I don't feel the strength from before, but unsettling pressure in my chest. Oh, don't worry, you just go stabby. It may come in handy. They might come back to finish the job. Which is terrifying to think about. Let's get a move on. Bouncing the knife between my fingers, I lift my phone on my palm, eyes trained on the empty single bars as I start to march forward. There has to be a network tower somewhere, or a road I can get to. There's some kind of band tied around the trees, which means people must be living nearby. This is the digital world. There could be a pilgrimage route or camping zone. Maybe these rocks are some kind of landmark. Their flopping of wings break the silence. A group of crows sitting in the branch right above my head, tilting their beaks at me. I speed up, moving my phone around to catch even a small bar single. The crowds follow me, bouncing from tree to tree, trying to guess where I'm gonna be going. If only I knew to begin with. I'm not close to Fabon at all, am I? Fabon, am I? Huh? A reddish light flickers in the forest, standing out amongst the dark green of the landscape. It's a fire. There's someone down there. I'm saved! I raise my eyes to the sky. Relief washes over me. The thick clouds dispense, unravel the moon as she waited to give me her blessing. I have never seen the moon look so big. It shines so brightly, it illuminates the whole forest like a... That's it, that's... But I... No, wait a second. Whatever they did to me, whatever's going on, it's just in my head, nothing else. No, something's wrong here. My heart started pounding loudly in my ears. The tower's there, just like in my dreams, standing infinitely tall, right before my eyes. Is this the tower's real? This is it, isn't it? Ouch! A sharp flash of pain drills in the side of my skull. The light of the moon becomes unbearable, and I turn away, clutching my forehead. What the point? What did they do to me? Frigid sweat rolls down my spine. There's a suffocating pain in my chest. I need to find help soon. I glance back at the fire, trying not to let the massive tower on the horizon drag my attention away. There's definitely someone down there, but I don't know if my body will hold out long enough. Keep walking to the fire. No, I'm almost there. I can't give up now. I got this far, just a bit more. Just enough to reach the fire. It could be a shelter, some teenagers partying in secret, a family having a camping night. All of these sound better than turning away from the tower and taking my chances in the dark. Whatever the thing is, whatever's happening, it has a logical explanation. With the thoughts in my mind, I keep walking. The murmurs of the wind in my side companion. At least the strange wooden lamps framing the path offer it evident source of light. What is that? I look around, wary of the movements or sound, but after a couple of seconds, holding my breath, nothing happens. There's a strange chill in the air, and now I pay attention. There's not a sound to be heard. I freeze. A long shadow stretches up amongst the jagged trunks, disappearing behind the trees. There's a strange figure at the end, remaining completely still. I can't see their face, but it's completely clad in black. Their clothes tight against their skin. Their head begins to swell from left to right, searching for something, searching for someone. They found me, but I didn't hear anyone follow me. No, they would jump at me by now if they noticed me, right? Whispers come from where the stranger lingers. A sharp ray of moonlight pierces through the trees, bathing them in light. Okay, I'm getting out of the dodge, running. What was that? I grip the handle of the knife with all my strength, take a step back, the hairs of my arms standing on end, and I take in the fiercest purified flesh of the creature before me. The skin sizzles with the light brushes its arms, long and knotted together like a raw chunks of meat. One sports after the other with pull of mangled bodies, keeping it standing. Digital wave. I slammed the hand over my mouth to stifle a whimper. A familiar metallic stretch reaches my nostrils, and I press my lips together in a poor attempt to keep the blood on my hand from stepping into my mouth. Digital wave. A rush towards my stomach, upside down. This is a nightmare. This can only be a nightmare. The creature doesn't move. Abra's hand keeps pivoting from side to side like a watchtower. Hide. It hasn't noticed me yet, so I hope. Why does it say my name? Throwing a panicked glance at my shoulder, I make up my mind. As silent as I can manage, I delve deeper into the woods, away from the creature. I will walk, and I can't see the road any longer. Careful not to step on any of the dry patches of grass or fallen leaves. It's dark. Fog is starting to rise, wrapping me in a frostbite embrace, and I can barely see beyond the tips of my toes. Bloody hand still in my mouth. I hear the crouch behind the trees and wait. I don't know what I should do. What if it doesn't leave? What if it comes this way and it's not there? I feel it. It's out there. I can feel it. I swear I can hear the footsteps behind me. Please don't find me. Please don't find me. I wait in silence, not daring to even breathe. This time stretches out until I lose track of it, until I perceive nothing but a wailing in the wind and a nauseous throbbing in my top of my muscles. Every time I think about standing up and looking closer, I stop myself just a minute longer. I can't stay here forever. I should keep walking. Head anywhere I can reach. I constantly bring myself to my feet. Using a tree for leverage, I peered my head off peering my hand off my face. I take a shallow breath, one that smells of iron and dirt. Huh? As pain rattles in my skull, I shove back against the trunk. Rough fingers press against my lips, shutting them closed. I latch onto the arm, keeping me hostage, yanking at the fabric covering it.
If you want to live, do not move.
The thin, unbreaking pupils pin me when I stand. My chest heaves with a ragged breath, and the fingers digging in my jaws tighten painfully in a silent punishment. They push me back against a tree with force. The ragged edges of the bark bites into my skin. As the unfamiliar face draws closer until I could feel their breath merging with mine, I could swear my skull is going to crack in half like an egg. Obey. Terror strikes me. Their sunken eyes makes my gut churn. Take one last breath through my nose before I become completely still. My hands, clawing at his arms a second ago, now hold on to him for dear life. I'm looking into their eyes, begging they just push harder against my mouth. Something moves behind them. A painful sound echoes in my chest.
Shh, quiet.
My eyes flicker in the left, but the stranger tilts my head into place, forcing me to lock gazes with them. They don't move. If it weren't for the pulse, I could feel in their eyes, their fingers. I could swear There's no heart being past his ribcage. The treacherous claws of curiosity tickles my spine, beckon me to look over their shoulder, but resist the urge. Instead, I just stare deeply in the haunting pulse of green in front of me. We wait. The chills of the night filters through my clothing, building into my sweat-coated skin. My heart beats as achingly loud, and I'm afraid it will give away our position. But just as fast as it begins, it ends. The stranger released me, taking away the strength that was keeping me upright. I managed to kneel forward, find the acid climbing in my throat. A stretch roused my chest, and I swallowed down whatever may be trying to emerge. My forceful savior looks around in grim silence. When they notice my gaze, they tilt their head askew, as if wondering whether I have to say something to say. You're not as obtuse as you look. Maybe you do have a chance after all. Their words are hushed, not meant for my ears, but aimed for me nevertheless. Then he starts walking away without so much as a warning. Wait! They don't stop. I don't have time to think as I bring myself to my feet, running after them. They don't stop. I don't have time to think as I bring myself to my feet, running after them. Hey, wait! I wrap my hand around their arm to stop them.
Do not touch me.
He brushes me away, creating some distance between us. I left gawking at their retreating form as I scrambled to follow them. We made it back to the path now. The moonlight traces the silver edges of his attire, and recognition tickles my brain. You are one of them? What? Your cloak. What about it? The eye in my chest, the scared face, they can't be a coincidence. Take your hood off. Please. After a tense moment of silence, he sighs, their hands slowly to the edge of the hood, peeling it off their head. His skin is so pale, I can see the bluish veins running under his cheeks. His eyes, as a green too bright to be natural, draw a line from the top of my head to the tip of my toes. Satisfied. They walk away, not waiting for an answer. Whoever this is, they don't look surprised to see me. I'm covered in mud, one arm still dripping with blood, and they haven't so much as barred an eye. There's no way someone like them has followed me here in the middle of nowhere by pure chance. I stumble after them without a second thought, bringing my hand to my burning chest. Wait, you know something, don't you? They slow down whenever. They don't slow down whatsoever. If anything, I swear they're spinning up to try to leave me behind. Wait, can you walk slower, please? No, keep up. I sickly look back at the tower, now becoming thinner on the horizon as we start climbing down the hill. Where are we? Somewhere you shouldn't be. That's pretty obvious. Are we far away from Farbon? Do you know where that is?
We are immeasurably far from your home.
Like, how far? Their firm, hastily steps carry them down the hill with the confidence of someone who knows where they're going, and I don't know what to do or say. Reason is starting to abandon me, slowly but surely, and my vision is already burning at the edges. Someone did something to me. I probably lost blood, and I think I'm delirious. I catch the flicker of their eyes as they glance at my poorly bandaged hand. You will survive. Their hands their indifferent snort makes me stop completely, but they notice I'm not following. They look at me with their shoulder. What are you stopping for? I see it now, the disgust in his gaze as he looks at me, the impatient tapping in his foot, both as if I were nothing but a nuisance they forced to take care of. The person doesn't feel very sympathetic feel any sympathy for me, and his intentions are as much as a mystery as he is. I stop myself from looking back at the thought of running away crosses my mind. Maybe if I use the strength left in me to reach the campfire, I have the chance to do it. I will not go after you. If you want to leave. I don't care. Then why did you help me? The words leave my mouth before I could even think it through. The steps they were about to take stopped suddenly, as if my question had physically manifested in front of them to block their path, their way. Do not be mistaken. If I saved you, you know I have reasons. And those are... He lifts his gaze to the sky. A storm is growing closer. Let's hurry. It won't be long before they find our trail. What? No response again. I spit up as much as my sore muscles allow me until I'm walking right next to them, and they take a poignant step to the side of it to distance themselves from me. Who? What do you mean? That thing? Are you talking about that? Yes. You saw it? Yes. So it wasn't... I wasn't cushioning?
Huh.
No. Okay. It knew my name. How did it know my name? Yeah, I want to know what it is. Circles. You can't just be quiet for a second. For someone who complains about their state, you surely have plenty of energy to flop that tongue of yours. If you answer my questions, I would have a reason to shut up. I mean, got a point right here. All the questions will be answered when we get to safety. Now, unless you wish to know what it feels like to have your head separated from your body, shut up and keep walking. Or is it gonna cut me off my head? A shudder rolls down my spine as I risk a glance back over my shoulder. Alright, get to safety. That sounds good. At least tell me your name. No. Why not? It's not a porn. It is to me. They mutter something under their breath. I don't know, want to hear it to know it's nothing close to a compliment. If you were just a little bit more compliant, then I wouldn't be...
Envy.
Envy? So is your name Leviathan? Huh?
If you have to address me, which I hope doesn't happen too frequently, that is what you will call me.
Oh yeah, I think they're based off the Seven Deadly Sins. So I'm gonna instead call you Levi. Leviathan. You don't look like Levi though. Is that like an aesthetic name or something? No. Alright, nice to meet you. I guess I'm Digital Wave. It's Leviathan. I did not ask. I got left behind again as I pick up speed. This time I don't try to catch up. That's the end of the conversation, and any further exchange we could have. We continue to climb down the hill in silence, with me trailing a few feet behind him. The wind starts blowing more harshly, stinging my skin. I hug myself to preserve the feeble warmth left in me. Every step takes immense effort, but I refuse to stop. I know they're not going to help me to my feet if I were to fall down. Do not dawdle. We're not out of danger yet. I'm trying. Not hard enough, it seems. But please wait. Please wait. I cannot. If you want to live, you will keep up. Of course, I want to live. The desperation outburst leaves my parched throat before I could stop it. Envy stops right in front of me, now watching me intensely, and my limp way to him. As I went my way to him, I clutched to my conviction for dear life. I want to live. They won't understand that I have questions. Doesn't mean I'm about to just lay down and give up. I walk past him, one arm tightly wrapped around my stomach. The only rational thought amidst the panic turmoil in my brain is to keep moving forward at all costs and chase after the single shiver of hope that all the might I have left in me.
Fool.
They pull me by my wrist with delicacy. I slam right into their side with unneeded strength, their arm arcly snaking under my own.
You will only slow us down.
Anyone would notice the tension in every muscle as they pressed me to them. Thank you. Oh, he's blushing. I'm not doing this for you. Thank you anyway. I met with silence. From this close, I could catch the bob of their throat as they look down at me in resentment. We're almost there. If you survive the descent, you may have a chance. No other words leave their lips as they carry me through the forest. As much as I try to walk on my own, I end up leaning against them more than I would like to admit. I don't feel any better, but by the time we reach what looks like the bottom of the hill, I'm at least breathing properly. The fog's starting to rise once more, calling around the trunks and the rocks framing the path. We stop, the hands around my shoulders stiffen, and I look at its owner, catching them from their brow. Someone's coming. My breath gets stuck midway, and I remember that thing from before. Stay close. Look at them as they step away, facing the source of sound. I have to bend over to not lose my balance and fall flat on the ground. What? They lift a finger on their lips and clamped my mouth shut, gluing myself to their side, the knife still in my hands, its presence as reassuring as it can be. Ever, when the tight buzz in this air seems to reach its peak, envy just deflates with a tiny sigh. Ammon. Vivi. I jump with a scream and a gigantism figure meditated his eyes right behind me. My elbow collides spectacularly with Envy's chin when they try to stop me from hurling us both in the ground. Ouch! Watch out, idiot! Sorry. A man pops out of the fog. He knows to our reaction. With each step he takes towards us, I feel myself craning my neck back further until it stretches to its limits. He's wearing a weird, flashy tunic and ripped my gaze when I see the generous cut in the middle, showing everything from his neck to his navel.
Vivi! Damn it, I was starting to get worried.
Don't call me that, you moron!
Huh.
Huh, what was that now? Just don't call me that.
Oh, I was worried sick about you. And this is how you repay me?
He just has a southern accent. I never asked you to worry about me.
Uh-huh.
You never had to ask, silly. It's my job.
Huh.
Circles keep me.
Hey, you two look comfy.
If he turns to eye me at the same time I do, our limbs just sit awkwardly tangled together, somehow creating a weird bounce that keeps us from collapsing in a heap. Hey! Oops. Evie shoves me away from them. Luckily, Ammon catches me with the ease that borders on comedy.
Now. We don't treat our guests like that, Phoebe.
Evie covers their face with their hands, growling loudly against his palms. Your name's Vivi? No!
Use that name again and it'll be the last thing you do.
Cute, right? As I look intermittently between them, I decide I don't know which one of these I could which one of them I could trust the least. Alright, sweetheart. My mouth opens to speak, but the sight of the man approaching me steals away coherent words I could offer. It's not that he's taller than average. No, he's the tallest person I ever encountered in my life. He's huge, massive even. A smirk tickles the corner of his lip upwards, squeezing the eye patch he was wearing over his left eye against his brow bone.
I may have to charge you if you look at me like that for too long.
My mind circles, unsure of how to handle the situation now. I raise my bleeding hand and wave it around. No, I'm alright. Your friend here has been dragging me around the forest for a good while now. As if I'm not the one I'm not once forced you to come with me. Oh, thank you for your basic decency. You don't even deserve that. Interrogating on it just fine, aren't ya? No! I bring my stabbed hand into my forehead and massage my temples. They don't go any worse. When I raise my head again, Ellen is scrunching me with a arched brow. What? He does this off my shoulder, but as kind as a gesture is, the slight disgust he makes betrays how terrible I must look.
Oh.
Damn, you look like crap, Bunny. Thanks. Wait, what did you... The name's on my Ammon, by the way. I'm Vivi's big bro. It draws Envy closer to his shoulders with a huge grin, pressing him against his side.
Huh.
Unfortunately. You two are siblings? So what happened? I thought it wouldn't take you long. If he scratches away from his bars, gasp once more. Once again, I'm non-existent. Yeah, they're family again. Alright, the Northern people actively talking to me trait must run in their genes. The of Woodbound found her first. I managed to lure them away, but they must have picked up on our trail by now.
No.
That's no good. The what? Let's get going then. I already sent word of to the spiral of what's going on. Wait. Just let me stop you right there. This is going too fast. I'm having trouble catching up. What are you talking about? Nothing of your concern. You will keep doing as I say. What? No. Their eyes narrow on me. No. I think I have already played enough already. Played long enough. I deserve an explanation. What are you taking me? Exactly. Where are we? No one has mentioned a hospital, a police station. In fact, these two weird-looking people seem surprisingly unmoved by the sight of me. Our gazes clash. I take a primitive step back. As I try to curl up my hand tightly around the knife, suddenly I realize it's no longer there. Did I drop it? I cast a glance around the area, but I don't see any signs of it. Are you looking for this? With a twirl of their wrist, they produced my knife from their cloak. There's no trace of the blood and mud that was glued to the blade just minutes ago. I grind my teeth, a single drop of cold sweat tracing down my spine. Good. Remember your position you're in. The cloak swallows both of his arms and the knife as he drapes it over himself. I will tell you what will happen next. You will keep following my instructions until we get out of here. This is the only thing that you should think about. Not moving until you tell me what's going on. His unreadable facade cracks at the edges. Don't you understand that you're not in no position to bargain? It's very simple. Either you obey or you get torn apart by these creatures. Your choice. Do as he says. I guess there's not worse than that monster. I don't think I have an option here. You said safety, right? Your memory is quite good. I don't remember. I have no energy to do so. I don't have any energy to do so. Lead the way then. They suspect me carefully. You wanted me to comply, didn't you? Want is a strong word. I don't really care what you do.
Oh,
Look at you, making friends, all right, with the little bunny. Do me a favor and save your commentary. They scotch it away before Emma can say anything else. You know, they don't look like it, but they're thankful that you're cooperating. I like his accent. This foul place. No me doubt that in silence, like envy prefers. You move. Going. Yeah, you two go ahead. I'll watch your backs. He pats my back, gently pushing me to where envy waits, tapping their foot. Because they're waiting, surprisingly? Thanks. They say nothing, which is better than insulting me or ordering me around. So, what about this place? This is not Farbonne, obviously, but Fable, obviously. Nothing remotely close to it, either. You're in Limbo, the realm in between, a place that should, per the laws of existence, be out of your reach. No one has ever crossed the border from this side or the other, at least that we know of. So the one between and the realm between? I don't think I'm falling. Of course. This is the ocean. You can see the surface from the depths. Depths are dark, and until you're submerged, you can not know what lies beneath. Or even if you take it, you can make it there. Their eyes pointedly land on me, which brings up further questions. Why did you make the dive to the first place, for example? I didn't dive into anything. I was... Save your breath. If you survive, we have plenty of time to explain yourself. Can you stop with the if you survive thing? Someone would believe you're waiting for me to drop dead any minute now. They pause, their gaze lifts to my face. Our eyes meet, then he turns away without a word. I see, not confirming or denying either. Great. So, am I dead? No, of course not. Then why did the guy stab me? You're not that dim, are you? You must have some suspicions about the nature of this place. Try to figure it out as you will, but the truth is the truth, and I'm being kind enough to show it to you. Oh, it's hard to believe this stuff. Maybe believe is not the word, suggest. I feel like I'm going crazy. As if your universe ever cared about one's beliefs. As if the universe ever cared about one's beliefs. Worry not. This would clear any reverberations you may have. Emmett, if you please. With his acknowledgement, he smiles brightly, picking up the pace, brushing a hand on his sibling's back, and he catches up to us. See, Vivi? We all get along when we put in some effort. Shut up, will you? Offer me a smile as a peace-making gesture and places a hand on my upper back, begging me forward. Now, little bunny, come and see. If there was anything that would make you believe, it's this right here. Fine. What? Stop. But stop calling me. That I know is the castle looks awesome. That a lone castle sits on the top of the mountain, floating above the pearlescent fog, light shining from within the walls, bathing in a terror in a ceremony glow. A slim tower, piercing the dark clouds, but this one doesn't feel the darkness around it. Instead, it keeps the storm at bay with a golden beam of light. It's a lighthouse, a beacon of hope in the middle of the sea of black clouds. Thousands of pinnacles emerge from the nebulous distance. It's haunting familiar, but as much as I try to pull the memories to the forefront of my mind, I can't. There are none to find. I know I've never seen this before, but I have. Man, little bunny. Welcome to Limbo, our present home, the realm within the great void, house of the blessed ones. That's not exactly. Never mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, don't worry. Just a slogan. Tourists love it. We don't have tourists, idiot. They would love it if we had them. There's a voice. Their voice becomes flitting mumbles. I stare up to where the glowing light disappears, high in the sky. Then I know, with the absolute courage, that they are telling the truth. Envy was right. I'm immensely far away from home. Wait. I didn't see all that, I don't think. I fell onto my knees, gripping my head, and a wave of mind-numbing pain cuts through my temples. Someone screams in the back of my mind, crawling at the walls of my consciousness, tearing them apart. Do not go. My wander. Don't go. Wait. Yeah, don't go. Hey, are you alright? Behind my closed eyelids, flash of red and black stains of my vision, rolling in mocking circles. It's a tower's influence. It's trying to take over. There. Don't back, don't go. Something rough closes around my cheeks, holding my head firm, fingers digging around my eyelids, peeling my eyelids apart to force them open. I not even be able to read that. Look at me. I can't. It's too much. I can't. You have to try, idiot. Okay. My stomach opens. My mouth opens. Only bubbles make it from the form gathers to the back of my throat and slides down my lungs. Yeah, well. Damn you. Ah! Fire pierces my hand, and it climbs up to my shoulder. The splash of blood steals my senses as envy sinks their nails into the wound, probing and tugging at the flesh. Lightning submerges through my veins, yanking my arm out of their reach. I don't have time to react. His unforgiving touch finds my arm next, striking me back and forth. Is it you? Did you wave? I sew my mouth shut to avoid puking all over them. The voices have stopped, replacing by a all-consuming pain, now making my arms spasm. Yes. Good. Stand up. Tears blur the corners of my eyes as they held me to my feet. We're almost there. We will cross the bridge, and then it'll be over. I whine for the grow teeth. My feet can't hold my weight any longer. That is it. Summoning rift. Everything slowly began to plug into the thick darkness. I barely can make out Hammond's silhouette as he runs towards me. Behind me, the forest walls and shudder. Long, broken fingers stretch from the depths of the shadows to grab me. What? But I... That's an order. With a click of their tongue, he takes off his cloak, throwing it away to be carried by the wind. The light gulls me. Envy's hand on my arm tightens until his fingers are pressed against the bone. The air in front of us shakes violently, colors breaking into the shapes. A static noise. Envy's fingers turn black, yanking the landscape like a blanket, tearing it apart and revealing their flash of light that makes me wince. Electricity cuts through the wind, jolting jolts of it run up my skin, forcing a hiss out of me. That hurts. A long hallway suddenly stands before me, but the mountains are still there, all around us. Envy sticks a leg into it. White ripples shallow him to his knees, distorting its shape. The choking pressure around my arm disappears as they let go. They look back at me, eyes narrow as he tentatively extends a hand my way. Come. There's no time. The white side of his body is gone, cut by white, shivering line as he takes his hand in front of me, urging me to take it.
You have to choose. Come with me and live, or stay here and die.
My tongue is dry and my mouth thick and dense. I stop thinking. I force myself to act. I place my fingers on top of theirs, their freezing skin curling around mine.
Do not let go.
Their eyes are fixed on me as they sigh inside the hallway. I watch as his body disappears inch by inch until only his hands gripping mine is left. He tugs tightly. Another hand claps on my shoulder, squeezing it reassuringly from behind. Come on. Our hands disappear as I let Envy pull me through. The pale wire licks its way up my skin until it shall my elbows like a hungry beast. I try to keep my eyes open when my head finally crosses the threshold, but the light is too searing and I'm forced to close them. I can't hear the sea. I float over the blinding surface of the water. Envy's glass lean me forward. Bubbles gently touch my skin, helping me navigate through the dense ocean. My eyes fire open. The soft whispers of the waves is replaced by a gentle cracking of the fire and a distant sound of a piano. I shudder and sigh at the relief as the warmth of the room develops me. The pressure clumping around my head, it pulls away, taking the last remains of the memories with it. That was too close for comfort.
Ah,
You bet. I'll never send so much of those things together. As my senses clear, I start to take in my surroundings. The walls are high, hugged by the columns and those loud, strange signs. Windows I saw from afar. But as we were in the forest just a second ago, and now I turn around, my nose almost bumping Amon's chest. When I do, he laughs and politely pushes himself away from me, leaving me room to breathe. Behind him, there's nothing but the other side of the hallway. More lamp lights flicker, fire laps in the stone walls, and the columns sit there forward until they vanish into the darkness. Are the voices gone? Shifting my weight from the side to the other, I realize I feel lighter on my feet. The air around me is not oppressive anymore, but breezy and familiar. As if it wasn't for the ring in my left ear, I would think I imagined the horror from before. Hey, I asked you a question. I what? They sighed deeply, dramatically so. I suppose if your stupidity is back, you must be in control again. I didn't reply right away, but to be fair, I care about something else a bit more than defending myself from his jabs. Did you just stick your fingers in my wound? I put my hand over to survey the damage. I regret it instantly. The sight turns my knees liquid. Yes, I did. To save you, I may add. My lips fell apart to protest. They tilt their head in anticipation of it, shooting me a glare. If you still feel pressure within you, I may have to do it again. Don't even joke about it. It's disgusting. I stretch for his other hand, the one I know must have traces of my blood. I gasp. Sticks my throat as the close sight of his fingers, now sharp with talons, sticking curly over themselves. Yukaki hides his battered hand between the folds of his tunic, and they look away from me, their expression flattening. Whatever it is, it looks painful. I have a good slice sitting right in my palm, but whatever it's going on with him looks even worse. As I trace the curls of their arm with my eyes, I reach our still joined hands. His hold on me is firm, but I could feel the slight tremble of his muscles. I'm not sure they realize that they're still cupping my hand in theirs. You can let go of my hand now, Muppet. Okay, want that one. I'm gonna go. Are you okay? Are you okay? They blink, jaw falling back. One would think I'm slapping them across their face instead of asking an instant question. Maybe I should have. Now that I think of. Of course. Why wouldn't I be? A different question pops in my mind in response to theirs. Why did I ask? I don't have an answer. I don't know. Your hand? Everyone their gaze from me. They avert their eyes from me. The missing lever I may be thinking of saying next. Their tension in their face lessens even so slightly. It does not concern you. His pie is but a whisper, a tired mumble, not abrasive or defensive, just a matter of fact. Are you sure? Am I what? Nothing. Forget it. Spiral would be best. There's really nothing inside your head of yours. Figures at the tower would oppress you so easily. You should talk louder if you want people to hear you now. An angry puff is the only side that they heard me. They dropped their hand, slipping their other arm inside the tunic. As I walk away, I swear their pace is slower than before, but it's probably just my imagination. As we walk, I realize I'm calmer now. Too calm, in fact. There's a lot more questions mingling in my back of my mind, but the front of my thoughts is surprisingly empty and peaceful. This place has some sort of smoothing effect on me. It's almost familiar. I can't tell where the hallways lead to, but somewhere I feel like I know. Where exactly? Gil? He breaks into a jog, leaving me behind with envy. That does his best to hide their face behind their hair. Oh great, the master's here. Peeking around Envy's shoulder, I see a man standing for ahead. The soft flicker of their candles drawing the edges of the hall, edges of a long, luscious coke. He turns around with a start, worry written across his face. Almond. He strides up to us, the long cloak draped across his shoulders, furring out behind him. The candlelights by his feet waver as he picks up his speed, bringing Almond halfway.
Father keeps me. Are you two all right?
Yeah.
Kinda. But that's not important. Look at this. He suddenly does jazz hands around me. It's enough to catch the newcomer's attention. Oh. The coward drains from his delicate face. I shuffle my feet, gluing my arms to my sides in a pale attempt to look better than I do. I do. There's not enough much saving my face first impression. Not that it should matter. Is this the cause of all this mess? Yes. Oh dear. This single fluid motion, he sweeps his cloak off his shoulders, rolling him in a pointed glare. I'm extremely disappointed in you, Almond.
Huh.
Oh, what? I expected this level of sloppiness from our sibling, but not from you. Huh? Is that, excuse me? To allow her to be this foul condition? Wait, I can explain.
No.
I thought you were better than this. Gil takes his head, not leaving room for any argument. For the first time, Almond's imperturbable smile is shattered and reduced to a sour pout. I feel a bit bad for him, a bit. With only 2 steps of his fairly long legs, Gil stands in front of me, offering me a heartfelt bow in his head.
On behalf of my siblings, please, let me apologize.
My mouth parts, but only a pitiful sound makes it out our gaze lock. Behind his eyes, ripple the glimmering silk, move in the colors of the early dawn. Pink shines from within the pools of royal purple, enthralling me completely. I love his eyes. I could see lightning dancing across his tiny pupils as the quiet whispers, crossing the back of my neck, making the hairs stand on end. It's difficult to look away.
You must be cold and terrified, among other things. I promise you will be treated with the utmost care and respect from now on.
I don't register the cape falling around my shoulders until I clasp it in place, smoothing the sides with a meticulous hand, the scent of lavender, and deodorant clashes with the stretch clinging to my body. The warmth of the fabric drags a sigh out of me. My body stirs back to life at the sensation, my hands snaking out of the coat to close it around me and press its comfort and weight across my simple skin. I can't, for the life of me, summon any strength to speak. We don't have time to lose. We don't have time to lose to play the gentleman. Gal's hand slips over to Envy, and careful consideration, his eyes immediately slide to the arm as he been very sits down, hiding. You're right. You in particular must make haste. You two go ahead. Ryan is already waiting in the spiral. I'm sure our dear sister will appreciate a bit of insight about the situation at hand.
Huh.
Are we using the spiral? Yes. Every precaution is too little. A particularly sustained beat of silence goes by. I look between them, and there's nothing I can decipher from the mix of expressions on their faces. And what are you planning on to do with this? Their hands wave in my direction. Gelt places himself slightly in front of me to protect me from Evie's rudeness. As for our esteemed guest, I'll see to it that they're better conditioned before meeting our father. You can fathom what he would say, if only by my own reaction. As he says that, his long fingers rest on my shoulder. The touch of it is so light I would have missed it if it wasn't for the scent of leather tickling my nostrils. You can't be serious. Gale stands taller than me. I glance up at him. His throat flops down with a hard swallow, the tension clear in their air. Alright, we'll have the little bunny in your hands then. We'll leave the little bunny in your hands then. The what? Emma throws his arm around Evie's shoulders, pulling them against his side right when they're about to protest. Instead, they're only a nasty choking sound and a louder, obvious crack. Ammon, see you in a bit. What? You can't be. Ouch. Ammon winks at me and turns swiftly in the heels, dragging Evie with him. They both retreat deeper into the hallways. Past the torches I could see waving in the distance.
They are a colorful pair, are they not?
Colorful is a careless way to putting it.
Please, allow me to apologize again, and not only on their behalf. Had I known the direness of your state, I would have done something to assist.
Excuse me. That sounds incredibly self-centered. His fingers fidgets with the collar of his shirt. He looks like a princess in distress more than I do, and that's saying something. Don't worry, no offense taken.
Thank you. Now, come. I may not be able to do much, but it will be better than nothing.
He leads me aside and quotes me to sit down. On the hallway's overcharging freeze, our hands find each other naturally, and he doesn't let go of me until he's sure I'm not about to kneel over. Even when I smile at him reassuring, his fingers hover up close, ready to support me if needed. Before I could begin to thank him, he bends to a knee in front of me.
May I?
Well, white noises take over my already struggling brain as he earnestly looks at me. My heart flutters, seeing how deep color of his eyes pour to me, warm and kind. It takes me a long couple of seconds to understand he wants me to see my hand. When I try to pull my arm out of the cloak, it gets tangled in the flaps, and I struggle to push them away. Allow me. He reaches out, and his fingers delicately peel off pieces of fabric and free my hand. Heat raises from the cheeks, and I place my palm in front of him. Sorry, I swear. I'm not usually this clumsy.
Don't say that. You're already going through a great deal.
A bit of clumsiness is suspected, at least in our concerns. I wouldn't demand you to remain collected in this situation. I'm just not sure about the situation, to be honest. His fingers slowly close around the back of my hand, and he inspects the blood-soaked bandage. Yes, I should apologize about that too. However, I'm afraid I can't give you the answers, even if I had them. It's not my right to explain. But I know that our intentions are not meticulous, and that I can swear to you. Meticulous. I bored my eyes into it and was trying to find any cracks, any hints that betray his true intentions. There are none. That's reassuring. If true. He holds my hand as though it were made of spun glass. He slowly removes what was once part of my shirt, now damp the crimson piece of fabric. He did a great job. Huh? I did what I could, I guess. He reveals the wound. Underneath the blood, the blade of grass and dirt, I could see the black ink decorating the back of my hand. He shears a cotton handkerchief from his pant pocket, and he starts searching mine, asking permission. I nod. I'm absorbed by the delicacy of his movements. As he slowly cleans upward from my knuckles, he purposely avoids the track of ink, and his eyes narrow when he's drawing. When the drawing starts to reveal itself. Do you know what it is?
No.
No, not without examination. He hesitates when facing with the entrance of the cut. I would like to alter it as well as possible, if you could excuse me. Yes, I get it. I try not to think about the consequences of leaving a wound of this caliber untreated. He tries to the ends of the handkerchief together with a bow that's too fine for the occasion, and his thumbs sweep across it as if to distract the scarcity. The sensation of the letter against my skin makes me flinch.
Does it hurt? Of course it does. Forgive me.
This is as much as I could do for now. This is a lot. If it takes the rest of my day into consideration. Between being stabbed, kidnapped, or this, I think I'll choose. The choice is pretty easy. He rasps briefly at that, but there's a concerned dip in the bridge of his nose, as though he can't decide whether he should keep laughing or not. Oh, that is a robust sense of humor. Thank you. Gil? Gil, is that?
Oh, yes. Where are my manners? It is a pleasure to make your acquaintance. My name is Gael, current master of the Grand Houses.
Gil. As he takes his seat next to me, leaving the polite distance between us, I tilt my head to the side to get a better look. It takes him a second to avert his gaze from me with a nervous clear of his throat. With the title you have no concept of, so it's not exactly relevant. I can't help but chuckle at his bashfulness. Nice to meet you, Gail. Gail. I'm gonna still say Gail. Gail. Oh. Master Gail? No need, Gail will suffice. As I mentally repeat his name, something about it just sounds off. He doesn't look like someone who should be addressed by their first name. Shall we continue? He motions for us to stand, but waits for my reaction first. The other end of the hallway, when the other two disappeared between us, is still as cryptic as it was before. Can we stand here for a moment? I need to catch my breath a bit. Surprise marks his features, but it's just last only a blink. Yes, of course. I can't leave you alone. However, for your safety, I hope my presence isn't too unwelcoming. It's not. It's just I'm having a hard time trusting anyone. Or anyone. It's not just you. Understand. Is it wise to, Did you wave? It rolls off his tongue, as if something meant to be said with care. And what a wonderful name, if you allow me to say. Oh, well, it doesn't have much class as Master Gael, but I'll accept the compliment. Before I realize, I extend my other hand for him to shake. He stares at it, dumbfounded in silence. He clasps my hand with his, and I squeeze. His breath staggers in the back of his throat as he pulls back, struggling his hand against his chest. Sir, did I squeeze too hard? No, forgive me. Forgive me. He casts his gaze lower to his sax, stooping down to brush off the non-existent speck of dirt. Did I do something wrong? Or weird, for that matter? We should continue. I hate to pressure you, but the longer we wait, the more unstable you may get. Unstable? He stands up and straightens his vest, brushing his hair away from his face with a jerk of his chin. Arcanus has found its way through his smile, but he still waits patiently for me to leave our improvised seat. I don't know what I did or said, but I would prefer to go back to the comfortable silence from before. Thank you for being so kind to me, Gal. He starts walking. I follow after. He doesn't respond. I know he heard me. If he wants to ignore me, he'll have to work harder than that. I just wanted to thank you for being so kind too. I managed to step inside before I stumbled into him. Me. Please allow me to apologize again, Digital-Wife. I do not mean to rush you. Well, there are indeed pressuring matters to attend to. I would not want to be the one to be at the expense of your comfort. It's not my intention to distress you any further or treat you unkindly. You have been kind to me. That's what I just said. What I mean to say is, Gal. His lips squeezed shut. Did you hear me? You are far the kindest person I talked to since I got here. No offense to your siblings. That fine, I guess.
Oh, that's...
He looks away. The collar of his shirt seems to be too tight, because he keeps slipping a finger around it to listen it.
I do not know about that. There's nothing extraordinary about my actions. Anyone would have done the same.
My feet carry me closer to him, and his shoulders peek up before he could catch himself. I meant it. I can almost hear the protest of his brain crafting, but he gives up on it with a resigned exhale. His eyes are so open before, and now clouded with something I can't quite place. You're most gracious, Digital Wife. Don't mention it. As we smiled at each other, in other circumstances, maybe I would be admiring his perfectly sculpted face like I've been a piece of art in a museum wall. So awkward that it would be. Not now, however. There's more important things to do. More precisely, to ask. So what now? What happens to me next? He shifts his weight, taking a long pause before speaking next. I'm not sure. The sovereigns, those in charge of safekeeping in Limbow's realm, are arranged to meet with you shortly. We will decide how to proceed then. After a very long, debate. The sovereigns? How many people are we talking about? You have already met Ammon and Envy. I have 3 other siblings, and our father will lead the meeting. He's, supreme authority in Limbo, you may say. That doesn't put me at ease in the slightest. The supreme authority? Doesn't sound too nice, but I guess he's the only chance I have to find some answers. Who better than the person who commands the place to shed some light on all this? And what exactly is Limbo? Our home. Just like the firstborn is yours. That's what you call it? Firstborn?
Huh.
Yes. Our world came to life after yours, hence the name. Right. That's not important right now. I know it's easier said to be than done, but do not get caught in the details. The last thing you need is for your sanity to be jeopardized. Something unusual has happened, and I want to resolve it peacefully as possible. Both of us. I solemnly agree. My head is starting to spin again, just from the brief exchange. Taking a step back, he offers me a hand. Offers me his arm. Smile as he flashes me next is different, distant. Let's hurry then. Hastily, I curl my fingers around the crook of his eyeball, and he leads the way forward, and we walk around the eerily hallway once more, this time in silence. He doesn't make any attempts to strike up a conversation, and I'm not in a position to do so either, so I merely count our steps as we endlessly follow the cobblestone path. The silence is surprisingly welcome, but short-lived. Something wails from within the walls. It's like a quiet morning. The wheezing cries of the wind, linking through the cracks of every brick shaping the corridor. I can vaguely distinguish mumbling words amongst the noise. I look up Gale, but he's merely staring ahead, his gaze unwavering, as if he hears it too. He doesn't react whatsoever. Then my skin crawls as a slow, uneven smile creeps into his lips. He looks alien, uncanny, detached, as if he's carved from marble rather than bone. What was a smoothing presence a second ago was now makes me swallow hard and loosen the grip I have on his arm. Why does he feel different from me before? Or am I the one who is? We stop. Okay, yeah, it's good. A gate made of stone and wood stands before us. The archivolts go up as far as I can see, framing a tapestry that portrays a long-haired man in the center, his hands extend to each side, fingers stretching outward like branches, bracing the scene below. Around him, several worshippers climb up the hill, trying to reach him at the top. A pendant adorns his chest, in some sort of eye inscribed in a bent triangle. Oh, the cursor. Wait. I've seen that before. I clinch instinctively to Geralt's arm when the gate opens and the furnace noise makes the wall tremble. He finally looks at me, as if waking from a long dream. It's alright. A gust of cold air hits me, tongue around my feet, and to filter through the cloak, the scent of something acid burns my nose. Which I'm going to probably do a little bit more. The gate now wide open. We're facing a ominous seven-sided room. The several streams of light coming from the ceiling shine through the floating specks of dust, and I look down at the threshold, clean out, seeing the cobblestone continuing inside. This way. I don't move, yanking him back with my strength I don't know I had. In the chair, made of stone, in the middle of the room, wood in the cracked floor. Over it hovers a shining black spear that catches the light coming from above. The eagle's pit surrounds it all, and from it emerges a ominous hum from the earth far, far below. There's a balcony in the back, the first level, farming the whole room. A collision made to observe and feast on what happens down in the pits, on the mental and physical carnage of the wicked and doomed. Oh no, it's just a moat. Inside moat. It's a judgment room at best, and a torture chamber at worst. Don't go in there. I shake my head, take a step back, a wave of nausea piercing my chest as I let go of El's arm as though it was burning.
Are you alright? What's wrong?
I'm not going in there. Please, I know it's not the most pleasant sight, but you must trust me. I can't do it. I'm not going in there. There's no way. Digitally, please reconsider. There's nothing to reconsider. If someone wants to talk to me, they can do it right here. This is just standard procedure, Digital Wave.
I promised you would be safe, did I not? Can you please believe in those words?
I promised you would be safe, didn't I? Can you please believe in those words? I want to. I want to believe in someone's in my side. But I don't. I see. He withdraws his hand, then that had reached to touch me, rubbing his wrist instead. My chest rises and falls steadily as his eyes slide to the room before us. I'm terribly sorry. You leave me no choice. I'm about to speak. A chill runs from the top of my head to the tip of my toes, crushing my throat. Something pierces through my spine next, gluing me to the spot. Oh, he's using powers. I see his eyes. Just wave, please. Get into the room. Gah. His eyes borne to me, swallowing it by a haunted glow. Something around those gremlin irises become dark and blurry. I feel my thoughts slipping out of my head, and then nothing. Nothing but Master Gale. Take a seat. Yes, Master. I walk through the narrow corridor, leading to my appointed chair. The rock slips off the bridge and falls to the void without sound. My eyes follow the pebble until it vanishes into the darkness. There's nothing but peace and quiet around me. Nothing but the calm and careful beat of my heart in my ears. I slid down, my back slowly meeting the stone, in my hands like armrest. The tepid warmth of the candles licking what a little skin peeks through the master's cloak. The ball floating above me, no, the eye stares to life and regards me with a quiver. Huh? The air suddenly slices my lungs open, and it tears a high-pitched gasp out of me, heat rising to the head of the sharp of my own voice, reverberating inside my skull, and over again. Over and over again. The thoughts flew back inside, desperately feeling the emptiness left behind. What did you do to me? I'm sorry. Flames bite every path of my skin, desperately shake the cloak off me, pushing my sleeves all the way up to my shoulders. He casts his eyes down to where his discarded cloak lays. The cloak floats into the air, finding my sweat-stained cheeks. In the process, it flies away from me and nearly coils itself around Gal's form. Thank you.
No.
Don't mention it. I frequently sweep my eyes across the room in realization I'm sitting in front of the throne. One leg hoisted over his knee, raising a hand in silence, grinning with it, catching me when he catches me staring. Next to him stands Envy, not claiming a seat, but a sigh of acknowledgement that gave me a stuffing their nose in there. The thing on their arm is completely gone.
My. That takes some courage, brother. Good work.
There's something inside, someone else inside the room, right in front of me. A woman stands high on the balcony, hands laying on the railing.
You did well. Father's eye will now do the rest.
Her voice sinks deep into my bones. I would think of her presence has sucked all the air out of the room, but I know it's simply me holding my breath. Her head tilts up ever so slightly, sizing me up fully. We received the notice more than an hour ago. What would you do? My apologies, my dear Pephitus. I want to present our guest in a better shape than we found her, but for our father's sake. Alas, I'm not sure I retrieved that. She raises a hand in her forehead, having a long sigh. Her right arm affects the purplish light of the room, highlighting the many curves and crevices, given shape in an elegant prothesis. You and your companion again, Gal. I admire you. You and your companionship again. You and your compassion again, Gal. I admire you. I doubt I will not father, even in these circumstances. Does it? No, on the contrary, it would be stronger than ever in moments like this. If you don't mind, I'll take my seat now. He turns with a bow, and I stare at his reconsidering back. The paralyzing fear startling me, only strafing, highlighting with every step he takes. Who is he? No, wait. What is he? What are these people? I take this as her? She's looking at me. The drum of her metallic claws on the stone echoes loud enough for me to flinch. Her crimson eyes flicker with a dull curiosity as they fall on me. I curl my hands into fists and I hold her stare. Gal's handkerchief tightens around my hand. Yep, this is her. The woman inspects me closely now. So this little thing crosses the crystal border and lives. Quite the miracle, don't you think? My tongue darts out to ease the dry curses of my lips. There's a clear accusation behind the chipped tone of hers. And those beasts haven't torn her to shreds either, as I could see. No limbs infected or missing. They tried to, for sure, but we were lucky to be there. We'll see about that. She sighs once more with audible tension and closes her eyes. When she opens them next, they're instantly find me like a knife through the chest.
Listen up, child of the firstborn. I am Prefectus Rhea, guardian of this realm and protector of this sacred chamber. I will be the one to judge you on this day.
Okay. You answer every question asked to you, and you will do so with honesty. Lest you receive the punishment you'll be looking for. Have I made myself clear? Yes, ma'am. It's my best interest to behave. If I want to get out of here in one piece, doesn't make it any easier to swallow. What's left of my pride? Yes, ma'am. No need. You may address me as Prefectus. Whenever to answer or ask. Oh, can I ask as well? Interesting. Yes, Prefectus. The corner of her lips whiffed with a sly smirk. tying up her eyes with a gold popper of a sedated wolf.
Mm-hmm.
Good, cooperate with me, and you shall be rewarded. Now, Ammon. What? Keep her still. We'll begin as soon as Var returns. What? Wait, what? My bar will keep you restrained during the process. You must understand that this situation calls for every safety measure available. Please, Professor, we don't think this is necessary.
No.
She's harmless, Ray. You should know that better than us. Just look at her.
We do not know that. I won't make the mistake of being incautious.
I glance at the closed gates. For instance, I imagine myself sprinting and pushing them open, but they looked insanely heavy. Even if I had the strength to run up there without slipping and falling to my death, no, I don't know if I'll be able to push them open. If what you said is right, and this being comes from the other side, we don't know what she's capable of, and we should treat her as such. We do not know the effects of her presence may have. The balance has never been so feeble, and now this happens. She could barely stand, weak, and... This is not a game, Ammon. Her intentions do not matter. She disputes the balance merely by existing here.
We should handle the situation with as much care as possible. And that means not taking any chances.
Oh.
I could see that, but... She's harmless, sister. I have been alone with her. No harm has come my way. There's no need to panic this quickly. So I should be grateful nothing has happened to you? Far keeps me. Yell. Listen to yourself.
No.
I'm merely saying that we don't know. We don't have to judge her as a criminal. And I'm advocating for assuring our safety. You want to play around and discover what follows? Then do so, but not in my chambers and not in my presence. I agree with Patricius. Okay, I like you better. We have to cast our feelings aside, and likely our morals too, if we want to get out of this, get to the bottom of this.
No.
I fully refuse to do that. Children. It smells like honey, sweet orange blossoms in spring, carried by a typical breeze of sunset. A rainy day spent sitting in the porch in an old house with a trusted friend. It smells like home.
I'm afraid our guest isn't feeling too well. We should calm down and lower our voices, yes?
A glowing light ushers the room's shadows away. It bathes my skin, laying down, smoothing kisses, and I find myself sighing at the sensation. A man dressed in white emerges next to Ray, pushing her away gently with one hand. He stands in the middle of the balcony, watching with eyes of liquid sunlight that pours right into me. His fingers draw an arch in the air that leads behind a trail of sundust.
It is quite cold in this room. My apologies.
The air around me warms up, embracing me with long arms. The sweetness in the air expands, engulfing me, and I tilt my head back in relief. A slowly and terrifying knot in my stomach loosens, deftly unpicked by tendrils of light. This is better, yes. I nod. A tingle in my belly urges me to look away from him, to avert my eyes from the unparalleled magnificence that he is, battling the feral need to just drown in the sight of him. Then it clicks. He's the man on the hill. He's the god carved in the top of those gates. Fear not, my guest. It is an honor, as the father of this realm, to welcome you to my home. You must understand the aspirations of my children. They mean no harm, and neither do I. Hand lifts and strokes my chin. It's warm and light, but visible to the eye. The touch pulls at a string I don't know was attached to my chest, slowly untangling it. Every fear and worry dissolves by his hand, freeing me. What a massive creature. Don't you think, my children? No one's looking at me, no one but him.
I am the father, pride of Limbo. You may think of me as the creator of all that you see before your eyes.
These are my beloved children. I ask that you be kind when thinking of them. Take a step back. Rhea clears her throat. The hand brushing my jaw shines away, leaving no trace behind.
Father, please excuse our behavior.
No need. Losing manners is bound to happen in the light of such unusual event. It speaks of your noble heart and your noble intentions. Once more, I'm proud of you. I'm so sorry that I could not be there with you sooner, my children. The room is enveloped in a tight silence as everyone settles in their seats without uttering a word. The lump in my throat, a bit less painful than a moment ago, still prevents me from doing more than swallowing. I should speak, or maybe I shouldn't. The best I could do is try to plead my case, but I have to be careful. I could speak? Their eyes bore into me. I try not to shake under them. I look at Perfectious for permission, but she averts her gaze. There's a higher authority in the room right now. If you could wait, my beloved guest, I would appreciate it. There's 2 of my children left for you to meet. With all due respect, Father, I would advise to proceed with the judgment without them. This much too dangerous for a matter to involve them. Yes, I understand your concern, but I'm afraid they're already here. Right on cue, there's a loud knocking on the other side of the gate. A breeze of laughter slips past Far's lips and his hand sweeps through the air. In the very moment the door began to part. A bright-haired woman cheerfully waltzed in. Dangerous close to the edge of the bridge, she bounced on her toes, and a young man happily perched on her shoulder.
Ara, put me down! My stomach's still...
You said you were too tired to walk, right?
That doesn't mean you could...
At least walk straight!
Oh, sucks to be you. It's your fault we're late. So, deal with it.
I didn't want to come in the first place, and you don't have to... Just put me down!
He brings a hand to his mouth as a very audible Brotch reaches my ears, urging a small reaction to me. If she slips, both of them will fall to their inevitable deaths. I stiffly glued myself to the seat, the edges of the backrest jabbing my spine. My lovelies, you shouldn't run for the hallways. You might slip on the lax. It's fine. Sorry for the delay, Dad. No need, my dear. But put poor Val down. I don't know. I think he deserves a bit more punishment. Let's save that for tea time. For now, we should take our seats. Yep, sorry. You see, everyone had to go to the bathroom and couldn't wait. Oh, I projectile violent all over the place if you want to. Let's just save that for later. I doubt our guest would appreciate that.
Huh?
Right, our guest. She puts the boy down with a little delicacy, almost throwing him into there. Sweet circles. Is that true, then?
Indeed.
Yes, dear. Your someone's just escorted her here.
The Wanderer of Worlds! I really thought you were messing with me.
It's not your damn Wanderer, Ava. Don't believe in that kind of stuff. I'm not saying she is, but how many people have claimed to see the Wanderer lately, huh? And how do you explain this? This is proof it's real. Sure, proof. See, this is your fault for paying attention to those weirdos. And speaking of paying, there's no trace of dizziness he had a second ago, as he extends a greedy hand to her.
Hey, Daisy.
She falls silent. For a moment, it feels like I'm looking at a statue.
Huh?
Come on, I wouldn't have bet on it if I had known.
Oh, boo-hoo. Hey.
She growls, throwing her arm into the air before jabbing a hand into the purse. Pulling her wrist, I hear a familiar clink of coins as she slams them into his open palm. Hey, you said 30. I'm not paying you 30. You're not paying me. You are paying me 30.
In fact, you said 30. Plus fixing the compost machine yourself for a month. And cooking sweet leaf tarts for me the whole week.
Is that all? I'm gonna say Val anyways. Now, don't fight. Let's sort it out. Sort this out together later, yes? Fine. You still owe me 20. They make their way to the balconies, each step louder than before, even as they drift away. I watch as they continue their casual chat, throwing glances at me all the while. When the girl knows me staring, she waves at me. I avert my eyes, and I need to get out of here now. I avert my eyes. I need to get out of here now. The doors are still open, and I feel reasonably better. I know that's not me, I know it's not me, but the hold this place or the man in gold has on me. But maybe I could take advantage of it. I could sprint out to the door, get to the hallway, and if I'm lucky enough, maybe lose them through the corridors if they give chase. There's no limit to second guessing. Huh? I try to hoist my body with my hands, but I push down against them again the moment my rear moves the chair. I told you, Alman. Oh dear. I asked you to remain seated, my guest. My fingers spasm as I command them to leave. Every mechanism in my body halts. A fist pulls back on the reins of my muscles, yanking me back against the stone. All the blood rushes to my head, and the only thing that is still mine. It's useless. I can barely blink and breathe, and maybe I should be grateful for that. It takes me a long while. It takes me a long time to move my eyes to meet Ammon's. His left hand is facing down, pointing vaguely at me. He's the one doing this to me, isn't he? But how? How is this?
Indeed.
Splendid we could be in. The 6 thrones are occupied. Father stands in the balcony, hands joined before his chest. I'm about to be judged. For what? I don't know. It is known today a human has crossed the border between our realm and the Firstborn. This is proof. This isn't real. There's no way any of this is real. Now, I will hear about the recent events from my eldest, Lord Ammon. Ammon's mouth begins to open, and his eyes make a beeline for Envy, who's staring astonishingly down at their hands. Well, Dan, Vivi was the one who... Father, Lord Envy was the one who felt the pull of the border. I think it's them who should. You know your sibling cannot answer, son. The fingers still pointing at me, twitching. I tried to jerk my arms up, but the entangled force wrapping around me pushes me back down. If he gets distracted enough, maybe I can... Yes, of course. He stands. The rasp of his throat disputes the obvious silence. We were both at the Black Cathedral when Lord Envy felt the border weakened. We saw a light in the sky. After that, we hurried to the woods, past the circles, and we found the human near the limits. A pause. We encountered some void bond. More than usual, they chased us beyond the limits, and far away from them at that, and we got even closer to the fourth bridge. That is quite concerning. It is. The Voidborn venturing off limits, they can only mean the towers game more powerful. We should raise the alarm in nearby towns. The tower, hearing that word, is enough to drive my heart all the way down to the pit of my stomach. This may be my only chance. Excuse me, that tower you mentioned? What is it? Judging by many reactions around me, it seems they've forgotten I was there altogether. We don't know exactly, but it's an entity that's been feeding off Limbo's presence for eons, long before some of us were born. Its origin is unknown, and its goals. We assume that it's sentient and intelligent to a degree. An attempt to communicate has been fruitless, however. The Val thing is a threat, and the spirit splits monsters into our realm, the Voidborn, which you had the pleasure of becoming acquainted with. That should be enough to satisfy your curiosity. No, it's not. If anything, I have even more questions now, but I am not sure how smart it is to show interest in this entity that they're so afraid of. I see it in my dreams, after all. Maybe it's a bad omen, or worse, something that could get me killed if they find out.
Curiosity is a marvelous thing. Please don't hold back if you harbor any more questions.
I could see through that feeble smile of his, but my gut chugged is twisted at the sight. There's something behind those words, intent, maybe a wish for me to keep asking.
You wish to speak, did you not? This is your chance. I now grant you permission to plead your case, if you will. Our dear Prefectus moderates this chamber, but today I will be the one to heed your words. I advise you to be wary of what you say, or what you do not.
A cold drop of sweat rolls down my temple. My mouth is dry, almost choking around my tongue. I don't really know what to say. I don't know who you are, or where I am to begin with, but I'll tell you anything you want to know, with one condition. A whisper erupts around me, some entertained, some horrified. My voice getting caught in the bottom of my throat for a moment before I could speak again. I must guarantee my safety. Promise me I won't be harmed, and I'll tell you everything I know.
I never had any intentions of hurting you, my dear guest. I assure you that you fall under my protection, and my word and my will are law.
Okay, that's good.
Is that enough to ease your concerns?
Not really, but okay. I somehow managed to hold his stare. I can't, for the life of me, read his expression at all. Yeah, that'll do. Yeah, that'll do. If he really is powerful as a god, he can do anything whenever he wants, whenever he wants. And I have no guarantees. This is all I have. Hopefully no empty promises.
Indeed.
Excellent. I promise you your condition will be awarded. Cooperation will be awarded. We will start with the very basics. Introduce yourself to the chamber, my dear. My surprise must be showing, because he tilts his head to the side, inviting me to answer. My name's Digital Wave. I live in Flaybone, a small seaside town. I'm nobody in particular, I guess. What about your intentions, my guest? Intentions? Well, right now, survive, I guess. A spur echoes from one side of the room. Ael slaps her hand over her mouth, but she motions it only makes her slip more evident. Rhea clears her throat. I can feel the strain on her forehead as she tries not to roll her eyes. How did you get here? I don't know. A seer stabbed me in my hand. What? A seer? I went with a friend of mine to get her fortune read. They offered me a ring too, and then they started saying the weirdest things. They attacked me, stabbed my hand, and then the floor gave in. Then I fell, and I remember... Oh, yeah, I also stabbed the guy. I racked my brain only to find that those memories of the still shattered and fermented sensations remain, but I can't put them into coherent words. That's memories in a nutshell. I remember the ocean and the stars. Someone was talking to me. Then I woke up in the forest. I don't think it's wise to tell them that the seer told me about this. Somehow about one between, or... Wait. Are you the one between? The golden eyes widen for a moment as brief as a blink. His calm consciousness is shattered in a grip of fear.
That is quite enough.
My mouth clamps shut instantly. I agree. It's bound. Both of you assume that you could split all the nonsense without being... I'm not lying.
Hey!
She did fall from the sky. I said that. We saw the board being broken. And I saw the lines on the back of her hand. It's obviously a ritual has been performed. We don't have time to lose listening to this nonsense. If those damn creatures are wandering outside the prison, then we should focus on ensuring that our people's safety. I assume that every patrol station in every town near the Fort Bridge sees their numbers doubled immediately. In the meantime, I suggest we bring the human to Red Rock until we figure out what to do with her.
Huh?
Red Rock? That's a bit excessive, isn't it? It's not for all we know. She could explode any minute now. Red Rock is not our safest bet. Explode? We should assure that she's under constant surveillance and proceed with further deliberation after the Voidbond are driven back to their swap. We have yet to reach a solution, and time is scarce. Do my other children have any suggestions? Why don't we try to send her back to Firstborn? You are surely can't be fine with sending her to Red Rock of all places. I refrained myself from asking what Red Rock is. I think I get the idea. It's not the simple. We should consider the consequences of our decisions.
Harmless or not, which we don't know yet, we have to prioritize the safety of the realm. Do you all understand that?
I do, but if she shouldn't be here, then let's send her back. The safety of the realm, and I am a threat somehow. Right, Zal? He shoots up from the seat, a confused babble falling off his lips, registering sudden attention of everyone else. He sits upright, throwing helpless glances around him.
Sorry, what?
You weren't listening. No. we're talking about someone's life here.
What do you want me to say? It's not like my opinion will change anything.
Just say something. Anything would do at this point.
He spars and slumps, deflating until he's uncomfortable looking sitting. Sit. You're not gonna like it. Just say it. Rhea's kind of right. We're in the dark about all this, and the voidies are running around out there. Well, we are you so. I mean, I know, but... He looks at me, lips worried, still troubled line, and I shared the sentiment. Permission to intervene. Fetches. Envy shuffles to their feet, vaguely gesturing at me with one hand while avoiding my eyes. Red guards him, their glades met for the briefest of moments. Permission granted. We're not seeing the bigger picture, I'm afraid. First, the Midnight Tower starts spinning a void bond, then the venture beyond the limits, and now Children of the Firstborn shatters the crystal border and crashes into limbo. Especially close to the tower, may I add. Do you think these events are related? They could be. It can't be a coincidence at least. Not when the tower is absorbing more essence every day and the Voidborn are becoming smarter enough to bypass our defenses. Perhaps the sheer power is starting to leak into the Firstborn, and this is a consequences of that. We know little about the tower to discard any scenario. It's either that or the human has been summoned here, and both options should concern us. If the tower is not responsible, it means someone has performed a ritual without precedent and has done so with the purpose in mind, a purpose we know nothing about. And there are humans sent here, you say? That's what she's saying. That, and someone has summoned her from this side, and the seer of hers is just an unfortunate puppet.
Nonsense. The requirements for such a feat are incalculable. Unfathomable.
For us.
No. There is no way a simple human could do something like that. It's impossible.
Then the only responsibility left is blame one of our people. Those privileged enough to know the existence of Firstborn are aware of the consequences in attempting something this outrageous. Even if they somehow had the power and the knowledge to reach our side of the crystal border, they wouldn't risk their positions, their lives, for insanity like this. Far should know if they behave otherwise. We could pursue something like this, unnoticed and without leaving a trace. You mentioned someone stabbed you in the hand, did you not? Yeah, they drew some of the something on the back of my hand, and then, well, you know the rest. I look down at my hand. The cloth gill tied around me is stained red. I saw it, yes. I couldn't read it due to the state of the wound, but with effort, she should have drawn it. She could have drawn it herself. And why would she do a thing?
That is what I've been trying to tell you since we started this, Gael. That we know nothing. Nothing at all.
As such, we cannot ignore the possibilities. Can you say that we're sticking accuracy that she is completely innocent or oblivious? Gil looks at me. I don't know how to feel. He forces me to sit here. Yet he's fighting oddly hard to ensure I'm not sent to wherever Redlock is. No, I can't. Come with such a situation. I take a solid bath. The seer wanted me here, or perhaps not them, but someone else. Do they want me in particular, though? Like it or not, they knew a lot about me, about my life. The puzzle's pieces lay askew before me. I can imagine endless possibilities of what the final picture looks like, but my mind can't fully grasp it. A lot of terrible things come to mind. Speaking of turn might get me in trouble. These people, whoever they may be, are not my friends. Right now, they fully have the upper hand as well. They're discussing what to do with me and my life after all. They have to be smart, no matter how scared I am. I swallow down the thick lump in my throat. I gather myself and raise my hand. Emma's hold allows me to do so. That's good. Could I? Go on. Again, I swear I'll cooperate with you in every way I can. I have nothing to do with whatever's going on. I just want to go back to my family. I understand that, but the truth is that you may be dangerous in ways not even we can fodder, and we're not going to understand that. But the truth is that you may be dangerous in ways that not even we can fodder, and we're not doing this for entertainment. Let me prove it. Then I wasn't lying before. If me being here is such a problem, then help me leave. I get it. You're trying to protect your family. Then help me get back to mine. I'll tell you anything you want to know, or help you. Help however I can. Just give me a chance. I throw a glance around the room, but I only meet with the heavy silence of their deliberation, pinching brows and pursed lips, and then an exhausted sigh. I must elaborate. Confinement should be our last resort. It's not only cruel, but we are also depriving ourselves from learning from digital wave. If you want to be cautious, my perfectress, then let us personally watch over her. Hey, that's smart. Keep your enemies close and all that. Of course. Who knows? Maybe she could help us solve the mystery. I doubt it. However, if the towers or someone else wants her, I agree. It's best to have her in our possession and under our personal vigilance. Think about it, Ray. You know so well about the tower, and keeping the precious bunny means we can have some advantage. We should play smart. And of course, you gave her one of your silly names already. And what if all of you are wrong? What if the tower has nothing to do with this? Then it means someone is plotting something against Limbo's integrity, and we should stop it from happening, no matter what side of the border it belongs to. Your digital wave should be harboring plans of her own, or fulfilling them for someone else. Then you'll agree, it's best if we keep a close eye on her. Alright. I will trust your judgment. You are really tiring to argue with. I withdraw my proposal for now. Thank you, Professoress. Truly. Unbelievable. Do not thank me yet. I'm merely placing my trust in my siblings. You should best not betray that trust. I won't. Father, how should we proceed now? Father's looking down at his hands, twisting the many rings, glimmering on them. It's a concerning situation, no matter the truth that lays beyond it. Your armaments have been nothing but impeccable, solid, and I confess I fear for all of us. If our guess is the key to discerning the tower's intentions or recovering a treacherous plan to hurt our people, then perhaps he looks right in my eyes. I will not put my family at risk. I refuse to do so. That said, another thought occurred to me. As much as Zell doesn't wish to engage in the conversation, perhaps he can contribute to answering some questions and assist in our decision. What? I would like to know if the human poses the immediate threat to us. Perhaps you can enlighten me on the matter, son. The color drains from his face until the skin turns ashen.
I
will.
I've never tried it on someone. And.
I would have to touch her.
Indeed.
Our approach is greatly affected by the question in whether or not our dear digital wave is a threat to the delicate balance on the world of the realm. But if you bear not understand, my son, we will find another way. If it's alright to be scared. So Waver's head bobbing from side to side, his legs, which have been spread out like a cat's, were now crossed at the ankles as he stares through them with his trembling eyes.
No, I can do it. I think.
Are you sure? Yeah, trying can't be that do any harm, I guess. Let's find out then. Far's hand reaches to the other side of the room, where it sets a phantom beam of light emanates from the two of his stretched fingers, making the middle of Zal's forehead. The scent of orange tickles my nostrils once more, and the light tastes sweet. Dear precious, help your bird get down quickly. Immediately. She extends a hand in front of her. The rolling on the other side of the room quivers, then melts into the brownish liquid. A visible mold hugs the cement to create a path leading to where I sit. A step becomes solid in front of my eyes. What was the piece of whirling seconds ago is now a perfectly steady set of stairs, and Cells waste no time climbing down them. That wasn't a slide. I guess I should warn you, my beloved guest. There is a ward placing my son's body. Should you attempt to harm him in any way, I cannot guarantee what will happen to you. My throat squeezes down a gulp. It takes out its own cord. Fire smiles tenderly as he staples his hands. There's no hesitation in him. The void of my stomach twists as I vaguely consider what happened if he senses any ill intention coming from me. Celso fidgets, removing his hands from his pocket and taking a step closer to my seat. I could see my reflection in his jacket. Their tired eyes and gaping sullen mouth. I barely recognize myself.
Hey.
He quickly raises a hand at me. Hey. He shuffles his seat. His eyes don't meet mine for long.
I'm, Sal.
Okay, Zal, that's what your name is. Digital wave. God, this is like a fever dream. So, do you want me to explain what you know? What are you going to do to me? He bares his teeth and grumps, and he slightly rocks rosy cheeks forward into deep crimson.
Well, if you say it like that, it sounds like I'm gonna do something horrible.
I mean, I'm in the dark. You should be. Could be. Yeah. This must sound weird, but there's some stuff when I touch you, so that's what I'm hoping I can do to you. That kind of stuff. Well, you're made of chemical compounds. I can learn how your body functions, or if you're sick. I think you don't sound sure. I'm kind of in. I tried it on a cat a few times, but never on. He turned her fingers, shyly gestured at me. And what's the worst that could happen exactly? Nothing. I think. It's not supposed to be aggressive with why touch or anything. I guess the worst would be learning nothing. I see. Come on, bro. She won't be alright. Shut up. Scrolling his shoulders, after shooting Amon a glittering glare, he jabs his hand out right in front of me. your hand. Arch my elbow. Please. That's better. I step at my... I place my hand, my non-stabbed hand on top of his silk skin is soft, and his fingers curl around mine quite nervously. Good to know that I'm not the only one scared, I guess. His fingertips find the back of my hand. Hesitate, I tremble. I close my eyes, fretting myself for any kind of pain. I squeeze my palm. I feel my pulse battling his own. The point where our hands meet tickles, and slowly the feeling turns sharp, like a pinch traveling all the way down my shoulder. It doesn't hurt. My skin is crossed by a faint wave of dews, and a set of hairs along with my arms, pinned straight like a field of needles. That sounds terrible. There's a low tenderness in my ears, and a tingling nudge behind my eyes. It comes to a flash, and a spark of color in the morning sky. A bluish glow takes over my arm and lights up from inside. Every vein turns into the glistering seamless line, brimming to life. The orange and red hues of my backlit flesh bleed into blue. I could see all the lines underneath my skin, embleeming a soft glimmer. His firm-like gentle grip turns firm when my first reaction is to pull back. His eyes are two beaming rays of cerulean light, lost in a vague point between my collarbones. Everything flowing around us stills. I can nowhere tell his pulse from my own. I merge completely in an unknown sea, and I feel no fear. I drift away, letting the waves carry me, letting his eyes be my anchor. I scramble to the wade water, and the icy bites my skin. A voice tries to reach me. Fingers dance across the strings of an old beloved instrument, plays to give in the gentleness of a loved one. Then it arrives. Protest all-consuming, starved for millennia. It wars, straining against the shackles, tearing apart the very ferments of life. It lays in wait. It has been waiting for too long, don't you think? That was interesting. The light within my arm dies in a single instant. The pebbles falling around us as we fall back into the natural place. Energy setting every nerve in my body on the edge ebbs away. The last thing that fades is the shine of his eyes. His pupils contact, and his shoulders slump, and the unconscious seems to slip back into reality. He scumbles his nose in discomfort, releasing me slowly, letting me his arm falls limply in the side. What is it, son? He just holds his eyes shut for a few minutes, clearing out the haze, clearing to the expression. He doubles over before, hands showing up to grip his head. I glance out when he kneels over, catching him before he could hit the floor. His dead weight pushes me back into the chair. He stumbles on top of me. The back of my head and the side of his hit the stone amidst the course of the horrified glass. His eyes shut open. We're so close to see every twitch and flicker in his eyes, pupils, as he gazes deeply into something inside me. My chest stills. His eyes sink into my own, digging into the first reaches of my brain. I reach a soft whisper in his pupils, turn white. Every other sound is drowned out by the flow of his body, like a bolt of lightning caught within his ribcage. Are you? His arms, stretched up and stop him from coming any closer, but his eyes are still fixed on mine, darting between images I can't see. I don't know how long he stays there, curled over me, hovering mere inches away from my face. He's not breathing. The glow disappears from his eyes once more. Air rears back into our bodies at the same time, and only then do I realize that I've been holding my breath just like him. Slowly, the heavier of our chests subdues in a sink once more. He looks at me, conscious, serene. His bangs crease my forehead, and our bodies don't register the tickle from behind. You. His expression doesn't change, but in a opposite neutrality. But there's a glint from something behind the massive eyes, a glint that sends a chill through my very soul. He knows. She's harmless. He's striking up with a steady hand in the back rest of my seat. He blinks head several times once more. Are you certain, son? He puts some distance between us, reaching up to touch the spot where he hits his head, and glance he throws my way vanishes in doubt I had. He knows me and the tower. Yeah. He looks away from me, stuffing his hands in his pockets. She's not going to explode or anything. The worst that could happen is that she dies, like suddenly, like drop dead, I mean.
Wow. Way to put it, champ.
What do you want me to say? The bounce is trying to, bounce stuff? Just don't say anything about death. Fine, she's like a non-wielder, can't wield, can't see, pretty much harmless. As I expected. Far closes his eyes. His moment of imminent thought. Everyone present respects. We'll take recess now. I have time to deliberate. Propitious, you may send word at the cities closest to Fourth Bridge. Yes, father. She flees from the chair and disappears when she takes her attention that she was tightly threaded across the room. Sons, ward Evie, a ward. The three of them abandon their positions without hesitation, and a few eyes land on me as I do so. Dad, can I bring Digitaway some water? He's stepped visibly falter in the question, but only for the briefest fraction of a second before he recovers his composure. Of course, my dear. Snatch, such a thoughtful soul you are. Yes. The breeze sound of bare footsteps take over the floor, and I watch, still in a strange, comfortable haze, as her mass of pink hair tots away and charges through the gates. Keep our guests company. We return soon.
What?
What?
Wait! What am I supposed to do?
It's door closes somewhere behind the balcony, and the sound echoes louder than it should. We're alone, and there's no one here but me, him, and the drowning eye hovering above my head. He draws out of the ground, pulling his jacket up his shoulders. The fabric slides down uncomfortably. I've been in plenty of uncomfortable situations in my life. This somehow isn't as bad as some of them. So, are you alright? I'm in one piece. I think this is as close as I could get to alright. I guess I have to thank you for that. I was just doing what was asked of me. But you were kind to me. I wasn't. Fine, I won't argue. Are you okay though? Almost fainted. His eyes finally gathered the courage to land on me, and they do so especially. I attempt to get her a bit of information. He has failed, apparently.
You don't have to be nice or anything. Like I doubt you care.
That's a bit edgy, don't you think? I couldn't help but chuckle. I always try to. No, it's not. Just a bit. Stop laughing. Aren't you in pain and scared or something? I'm surprisingly wicked, if you ask me. I don't know how long it will last, though. I could still do something bad to you, you know. Okay, sorry. That's the most comical threat I've ever heard. I keep my opinions to myself. He looks like he should flee immediately if he hadn't been tasked to keep an eye on me. One glass of water coming up, though. Bursting through the gate with a glass in her hands, she sets over towards us. A wave washes over my temporary guardian with such strength, I'm afraid he'll kneel over again. Very nice of you to leave me here alone. Ah, please, don't tell me that you're scared of Digital Wave. He doesn't reply. He shoots me a cautious glance, and I distinctly know that he's thinking about. Did he see the same I did then? Or am I just imagining things? What with the faces? What are you two talking about? Nothing. Nothing, huh? Keeping secrets from Sister Aya, huh? Fine. Did your wife drink some? Several drop-up vaults of overflowing glasses. She dabs in my direction, splashing onto my lap. The little smile she's wearing could lighten up the entire city. Thanks. That's all I have to offer. The glass feels absurdly light in my grasp. I cup the water down as fast as I can. I can't even taste it. My breath cuts short and my stomach twitches painfully in the sun effects. God, that felt so good. Circles, do you want some more? No, that's okay. We don't change for it. You just have to ask. Her outstanding kindness is welcoming as it's concerning. I already left my guard down with Mr. Gala, and that didn't turn out well. I rest the empty glass on my lap. Not a smile burns until her eyes are hiding more than a straight row of long eyelashes. Huh.
You don't look too different from us.
What do you expect?
Oh, come on. Don't tell me you hear Wanderer of Worlds and imagine someone completely normal.
You read too much. There's no wanderer of anything. Wait, that thing, the wanderer, what is that? A pair of peachy eyes in front of me are suddenly drawing close. It's a heartbeat. As well as it's almost touching mine, and I swallow a block of pure courtesy. The Wanderer of Words. It's the old legend of... It's just a stupid fairy tale. That's what someone boring like you would say. Nah, that's what someone who's not delusional would say. Prick. Ugly. Idiot. The shared focus remains on one another, and they're bickering, and their few hands flown in the air, matched with some slaps, and some round of laughter wrapping it all together. Anyway, could I have more water? Like a light switch, Nora's face is taken over by another huge smile on her utterly eased expression she had a second ago. Sure. He picks up the empty glass and shoves it right into his chest. You heard her, lady. What? Come on. I'm not your butler. Bring it to yourself. After all the traumatic expressions you made her go through, it's the least you could do. What? It's as if it's my fault. I didn't want to do it in the first place. And traumatic, give me a break. I'm the one who almost broke my hand in two. Come on, please. He looks back and forth between us and flabbergasted, knowing his eyes linger on mine longer than they should they do to his sisters. Don't look at the prisoner. Guest.
No, please. Do it for your super cute and kind sister.
Is that sister in the room with us now? Anna claps her hands together. Her pretty eyes are big. They look ready to pop out of their sockets. Fine. I'm adding this 10 more to your debt. Oh, thanks. You're stumming off empty glass in hand. Her expressions twist viciously as she watches her brother march away, her little hands rummaging together like the most villainous of villains would do. Well, at least someone's having fun with this. So, how are you holding up, Digital Wave? I'm sure you've been asked that a bunch of times, but I can't resist myself. Well, I'm afraid I have to give you the same answer, so I'm alive, I guess. Unless you have different plans. Because you don't, right? Plan to, off me?
Huh?
No.
I know everyone got a bit nervous back there, but I swear, we're not monsters or anything. See, things are not exactly perfect around here. But now that you're here, they might just be soon.
What's supposed to, because the Wanderer of whatever? I know I heard that before. It tickles something in my brain, but it's not enough for me to trick. Because the Wanderer of... It sounds like kind of stupid, but it's more horrific if you don't have to lock in a mobile game. The Wanderer of Worlds. What's that? Are you really interested? Sure. It's one of those most famous legends. It's said when the hopes wither into despair, the only darkness remains, and the Wanderer Worlds, who is capable of walking in the realms of existence, will come to save us all. A harrowing grief. Wanderer was blessed with the fabric of the universe, so it could traverse every plane to bring peace to those in the balance of life ever tripped in the wrong side. You see it when the veil between the worlds is almost finished, walking along the patchwork of reality itself. No other creature can travel through the great voids unharmed. It watches over every realm, even from far, far away. In the galaxy far, far away. It's, the body is made of stardust and sea form, and its left eye is the sun shines through the paths every facet of life of its light, the lighthouse of the universe. Her presence, pressure, and gestures only grow larger in a reward. She stares at me. Stares at some point of the horizon with sparkles in her eyes. Her cheeks flushed from taking too long without a breath. If it wasn't for the association I'll be in, I'm completely dazed. I have no idea what she's talking about, but there's something captivating about the way she talks, about the way she seems to speak to something beyond this room. But as far as I know, there's nothing resembling stardust or sea foam to me, as if the sun is pulling a probabilism for putting my impulse. Then sure, I got that realized. I know he has stardust. You think I'm all these things? Huh? No. I mean, not really. I mean, you could be. I mean, you are here after all, but I'm not that spectacular. I didn't mean to sell yourself. Don't sell yourself short. It's just that we still don't know if you will be walking amongst us for long. He manages behind his sister, nudging her arm with the now refilled glass of water. Shut up. She yanks the glass off him and hands it to me. But you bring here means the Wanderer could exist. It can come to us, or maybe you were one of the motivations. It must be a sign. I see. You should ask about you shouldn't have asked about that damn thing. You're the only one who thinks it's dumb. Sure. Anyway, it could be the key to the Wanderer, to summon it to help us all. Well, I'm flattered. At least someone here wants me for something. I guess someone says worth in something. Seeing me alive, whatever that means. Who knows, maybe the Wanderer of Words will come to save me. As Arya takes a deep breath and ready to talk about what the mystic hero of hers is, a scrubbing noise comes from above and behind me. Touching my head, I watch as our 5 servants flow inside the room, quietly chatting amongst themselves. There's a lax air about them. Even the stiffness around the professor's shoulders has subsided.
Huh.
Hey, look who's having fun there. Jealous much? You bet. One more boring speech from Precious and I'm gonna die on the spot. There's nothing boring about my speeches. They're just too intelligent for your taste. Next time, try bringing some pictures and puppets, Ray. Just kidding. I love that. Idiot. My children, back to your seats. They won't take much longer. Everyone takes their seats, as requested. Zell has scribbled away from at some point, and Era's the one who lingers at the platform and had been my prison for a while now. You can keep the glass if you want, just in case you get thirsty again.
Hang in there, just for a little longer. All right?
Maybe it's her bright smile, or the familiarity of her gestures. In the movements, whatever it is, I find myself nodding before I can even think about it. Will do. She seems satisfied with that, and with a final bob of her head, she turns to the stairway. Area?
Huh?
Yes. Thanks. She tucks her few strands of her hair behind the shell of her ears, and promptly returns to the place where her heart-shaped face. Don't mention it. Her lips quiver in a compass, whether or not something else or not. With one last beam from her, she solves in the ladder, skipping all the way back to the upper floor. Wonderful. Far resumes his position in the railing. The dust floats around the room, freezing in place. The timid rays of sunlight peeking through the windows, halting their dance. Not a sound or a word is heard. After careful deliberation, I made a decision. It's true that the human summoning is wholly indispensable, as her true intentions, or if she has taken part of an unexpected event. With that consideration, I will have the 7 sovereigns guard this one life until the solution is found and the culprit of this tradition is brought to the sacred chamber. Limbo's father and protector, I know it's my heart is that this is the right thing to do. As father, however, I do not demand this of you, my children. If the worst case came to fruition, many lives would be at risk, including your own. I don't have to ask, Father. The safety of the realm, in the safety of our this family, your burden is our burden.
Yeah.
Yeah, we won't dip on you like that. It'll be easy, you see. Alright, yeah, Arya? We're in, of course. Don't you dare count us out. Right, Zell? A dragged out hum is the only answer. He searches for something he can use to help his case. By chance, his gaze falls on me. His expression turns a draw and labor breath in unison. Yeah, about that? I'm sure, I guess. He looks away, crossing his arms before his chest in visible discomfort. Tension that should wash me out sort of vibes, worming its way into my belly. Why is he not saying anything? Well, now, how will we solve this, Father? Will she stay in the spiral? Will we take turns watching her over? Knowing how fickle her life is, I'm afraid the spiral's volatile nature will not be ideal. My position does not allow me to dedicate as much time and effort in this matter as it needs. Therefore, I will ask you to shelter Digital Wave within your circles. She must be under strict vigilance, but cannot raise suspicion. This matter will remain as secret as possible. Teach her our customs. She's truly foreign to them. Let us embrace her, and let her embrace our home. Sooner or later, the answers will be given to us, one way or another. Stand and cast your vote, if you will, my sovereigns. The room is filled with the sound of shuffling of the clothes and shoes. 6 hands raised atop the railing, and a quiet hum erupts from the earth, crawling up through the pillars, holding its place together. However, there's one amongst them that does not move. Effie remains still, a distant look in his downcast eyes. Bar, I suggest, if you allow it.
Indeed.
Yes, Lord Ammon? Even from where I sit, I can see Ammon's Adam apple plummet under the weight of Fire's candid stare. I'd like to suggest we could ward Indian this. Ammon. I know the law. But they know more about the firstborn than any of us. It's not fair that he has a chance to help. And it would be good for them to have a say in this. Maybe we can. Ammon. His eyes meet Envy's, and the unspoken words between them are too imminent for me to watch for too long. What's going on here? We will speak about this when the time comes. For now, you will understand. Yes, I understand. Do you find yourself ready for the task, Lord Envy? As they glance at their father, they realize they've been faint softness in their eyes while they look at Ammon. Now, however, there's something else that words can't describe. Yes, I do. Then it's aside. Envy stands up and joins the rest, his pale hand clapping the cold stone of the ledge. By the ominous agreement, the 7 sovereigns will take Lady Digital Wave under their sacred protection. We will, however, grant our guest the chance of making a crucial decision. Bar offers me a solid smile as his attention zeroes in on me, bringing his hands together, squeezing his palms until a flicker of light seeps through his fingers. With his hands part, a deck of cards sprawl in rapid circles between them. A pace soon slows to a halt, bobbing up and down amidst the golden glimmer. The balcony in front of Far parts before him, shying away from his presence. I step into the void, and their air itself holds him afloat, aloof, calling around the ankles with care, delicately fanning his clothes. My heart trembles at the sight before being smothered in a calming rhythm. A golden hand slips between my ribs and loving pats me under the H held there. It stills my breath and relieves me of the never-ending pain of being conscious of being present. I will be taken care of. Every thought is erased from the snap. I'm bestowed by a glorious face approaching me, by a scent of morning dew, covering my senses. The ward carries far to me, stopping me in the distance that would be diddled into nothing but mere stretch of my arm. His power is immense. I can taste it in my tongue, feel the veins, hear the echoing inside my head. Yeah, I don't fight it. No, something else is inside me, fighting him. Fights the hold his glorious presence has on me. What are you doing to me?
I apologize. It is my very existence that troubles your soul, perhaps with greater strength than usual, as you are no child of mine. Gather your thoughts. My influence will pass.
I close my eyes, denying myself the pleasure of seeing him, knowing that he will not actively try to charm me in any more, all the more unsettling. The dangerous thoughts cross my empty mind. What if I gave in to him, to his influence? In my hands, there's 6 cards. Each represents one of my beloved children. All trustworthy sovereigns. Let the instinct guide you, as each card is influenced by the tremendous power that holds the very essence of my children themselves. Or if you will, have the choice based on the cunning and strategy. Act as you please, knowing that each of them offer your protection. Understanding knowledge, seize the opportunity as one in a million lifetimes. My dearest guest. I face him deliberately, overwhelmed presence. I can't hold his stare too long. It causes flames flickering in my stomach in a blur of pain and pleasure. Is there anything you would like to add? Digital wave my gesture. I'll do my best to be of use. I'll be best to be of use. I'll show you that I have nothing to do with any of this.
Oh, my dear. I know you will.
With all these hands reach out from the lever and there like delicacy in equal measurement. My body freshly anticipates his touch. His naked fingers gaze my cheek, and it feels as if the sun has kissed my skin. A warm, light touch that soon turns into a searing carcass.
I know you will.
A shiver runs down me, unsettling my inside on fire. Mind-numbing mixture of pleasure and unease. It's unsettling then. Today you will take destiny into your own 2 hands, for as long as you remain among us. The cards flatter and twirl before they fly away into the cocoon of his hands. They stop in front of me. 6 perfectly pieces of wafer-thin stone and glass, one of each of them, just like he said. Made of colors, shaped from carefully crafted stained glasses, images etched on the bottom of each card is tiled, one each obvious than the last. I just had to pick one, and then that's it, I decided. Somehow, a part of me still hopes that the moment I choose a card, I will wake up in my bed, that all this will be nothing but a bad dream. But that's not going to happen. I will fight my way through whatever comes next, no matter what it is. That's my only resolution, my only comfort. It will make this wish that sent me home as soon as they saw me. I reached forward, my fingertips hovering over my edges of the cards, the air around them unchanged, buzzing with energy. It laps my skin, beckoning me to choose. And so I make a decision. Perhaps my final one. Okay, this was the demo. If you like my content, please subscribe, like the video, help all, and comment down below, and I'll see you guys next time. Please, if you like this game, please support the creator. I'll see you guys next time.